I took 0 notes.
No notes.
That's good. I feel like that's in very Whirl fashion.
Yeah.
Whirl's like, no, I got it all up here.
That's fine. It's right here.
I just have to assassinate a little bit. As long as I'm stealing a little bit and assassinating a little bit, I'm doing my job.
Am I echoing or is Jake?
Might be me. Throw it down a little bit.
I saw both of us green.
Okay.
All right. We good?
Hey.
We good.
Good. We're Gucci.
Welcome back to another episode of Homebrew Advantage. As far as last time, I forgot to write the summary that I normally prep, so I'm going to go off the top of my head here. But
Whoa.
last time, you all finished your time with Counselor Labrie at the outpost outside of Lepidium. And he kind of urged you to go out and see what you could find about things going on with the Oberian Conclave, which he kind of put at the top of the threat assessment. And to hopefully, his goal was to help put an end to the squabbles of sort of the various city-states around Sordoom in an effort to come together and fight this looming threat. So you departed from there and headed west back towards Galita. You decided that you all were trying to seek the Tritons to see if they had been affected by all this, I suppose, or if they had any answers for you all. And you were heading to Galita to find some answers about how you could potentially track down their elusive city called Tritonia.
Such a good name.
As you made your way west and looked for a place to camp for the evening, Ziggy interacted with a crow that was in the area, and the crow directed you to where he normally stays, which happened to be a long-abandoned graveyard. Everybody set about kind of their own activities for the evening, and as Za'ir was going through a bit of his nightly ritual, his interest in life and death became a little bit more in his face as the dead began to rise from the graveyard in which you all had taken shelter for the evening. As a storm brewed above you and the dead rose, you all quickly became engaged in a battle with a number of skeleton-like creatures that were sort of the risen dead. And as you all seem to be dealing with them pretty handedly, suddenly a bolt of lightning struck the tree in the middle of the cemetery. And where it struck arose a demon who claimed to be the demigod Rafatia, who is the god of undeath among the Parvori. And after engaging with him briefly and him knocking Whirl down, there was something that caught his eye among the storm, and he left you all to pursue the whatever it was that he saw. But before that, he mentioned that the actions of the Archfey Oberius and his attempt at taking over a number of different planes has actually brought the planes closer together. And as such, some of the old demons, the old demigods of the Parvori that had kind of been locked in the plane known as Praetorium, have now sort of begun to cross back to the terrestrial plane, which is, not great. But,
Less than ideal.
And I believe that is where you all left off, as he left, and Whirl was not revived because she wasn't dead, but she was hurting, and she was brought back up by Ziggy, I think.
Yes.
And I believe you all still find yourselves in that cemetery. The storm continues overhead, but to a much lesser degree, and the dead have stopped rising around you.
I think we took a rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
may have taken a short rest. Yeah, I don't remember. If you guys have that,
We took a short rest, not a long rest.
yes, not a long rest, I believe.
I have a long rest in my notes.
I have a long rest too.
Dude, I
'Cause I'm
do
just
too.
Oh,
I'm back
okay.
at full hit points, so I
Yeah,
should
I'm at
be
full
fine.
health.
Yeah.
I guess we slept through the night then.
Took a long
You
rest.
were like, fuck this, and went to sleep.
You may have gotten out of the cemetery, traveled a bit, and then taken a long rest.
Yes,
I think you're right.
that sounds correct.
Mhm.
Okay. Sure, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Nice.
I wouldn't have stayed in the cemetery, that's for sure.
No.
Mm-mm.
So we'll say you traveled a bit outside the cemetery, though in the dark and the storm and the condition that you all were in, especially Whirl. I would say you got just far enough away to kind of feel safe and at a distance from it before kind of collapsing into your long rest. But you do make it through the long rest and the night. As the morning comes, the storm has mostly subsided. It's a cloudy, very, very foggy morning with occasional droplets of rain and things that continue to kind of pester you in the morning. But the storm has definitely subsided from what it was the night before.
Does
Well,
anyone
fuck.
know what that thing was? Why did it just show up out of nowhere? It about took me out. I'm tired of this.
It's becoming
May-
common occurrence, Delia.
May is looking around, like wherever they are through the fog, just very alert, even though she's just woken up. What, Julia? I don't know. I mean, that was unexpected. I've never seen anyone like that, even in the Fae.
Well, I mean,
Graveyard.
it's just a threat. It's like we go into their home. What do we expect? And listen, I mean, not to belittle the situation. I mean, it's a little, definitely a little crazy, but I mean, it's hardly the weirdest thing I've seen out here on the plains. It was literally my job for years to traverse across these areas and put down weird happenings like this. It does happen. Has that happened before? Not that I know of. But it
I
does happen.
think there's some people we should speak to.
Who's that?
We're headed to Gelita anyway. On our way into the city, there's a monastery of my order. We came face to face with the demigod of the undeath, and they need to know, but also I feel like there might be some answers there that can at least help us understand the potential threat that they might pose if they're able to all cross over onto this continent.
Well, but don't tell me Feathers is feeling a little homesick, huh?
Not home, but I think, well, I need answers. Because that was power that I had never seen before.
Look, I'm so happy that whatever happened back there has you feeling so inspired, but we gotta keep moving.
I don't know if
If you
inspired is the right word. I think it is of our utmost. It is of utmost importance that we understand what is happening, or at least let people know what is happening, and it is on our way.
you're being so vague, but I
See-
mean, I have to trust you, I guess.
I mean,
Along for the
how
ride.
far away is the monastery from here?
It is on the outskirts of the city.
Oh,
We're approaching the
stop it.
right side of the city. I am going. I have a duty to my order to go. Whether or not everybody here comes with, it's your decision.
I'm going to turn
to
to
say,
Kami. and say, "Well, seems like his feathers are really ruffled. So that makes me a little. My feathers are ruffled. I
Wah, wah, wah,
I think we should go. I think we should go with it. I think we should go with it.
You will find more
Oh,
knowledge there than in that academy. I'll guarantee you that.
different knowledge for sure.
well, my interest. What's that, Ziggy?
I said different knowledge for sure. I don't know about more, but
No, I mean, I have to say, my interest is piqued. This is a side of Feathers I've never seen. He seems so passionate, so driven. This is a whole new bird we're seeing here, huh?
I guess coming face to face with the deity among your order is, pretty shell shocking.
Happens to
So
all of us at one point in our life, you know.
I don't know about that, dude.
does it? Does it?
Ah,
I mean,
Well,
I don't
It
know,
does.
man.
Zaire,
I've
as
never
we
met a god. That was pretty wild.
Feels
yeah,
like there
same,
was a
Ziggy.
god one time, all of a sudden.
Well, one
Maybe
of us was a god
now you
last
have
year.
no idea.
It's like I've seen some weird shit. Never seen a god
Right.
though.
Maybe we're all secret deities and we just don't know it yet.
My characters just all eventually elevate to godhood. Like, what the
God knows
fuck is going
elevator.
on?
Too much ambition.
Okay, so let's get this show on the road. We have obviously we have places to be and we have a lot of people to see. So let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys head out back west in the direction of Gelida.
Are we trying to be stealthy or are we not trying to be stealthy?
I'm always stealthy, man.
Word.
Nobody knows where Will is.
World doesn't know where we're
Around, he's gone. That's up to you guys. How do you wish to travel? Is this speed? Is this stealth? Is it somewhere in the middle?
I say speed. I say
speed for
speed.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's not difficult. You guys kind of make your way on more traveled paths at this point. But it's foggy, and so it's always tough to see. You're not sprinting through the fog or anything like that. The horses are, um, enough to get you moving quickly, but not, even with the fog, you can only go so fast. I will say as you travel for a little while down the road, um, it's just damp and uncomfortable at this point. You're riding quickly into the fog and what little bit of rain is left, and so you're getting more wet as you ride quickly through the rain, and it's just like you kind of feel just gross, and after everything that happened the night before, it's just like you'd settle for, a comfortable bed and somewhere to dry off. But even through this kind of the actual fog as well as sort of the mental fog that you guys are all experiencing, Ziggy, you hear even over your own horses, you hear hoofbeats just past kind of like your vision in the fog headed towards you all on the path.
We're on foot, right?
You're on horses as well.
Oh, we're on
There's
horses.
3
Okay,
horses for the 5 of
right.
you. Yeah.
That's right. I would tell everybody, we got some people coming up ahead. Do we want to veer off the road, and just like let them pass, or are we just gonna keep going?
I mean,
Busy road. We're bound to run into other passengers.
All right,
Yeah.
so like just slow down, but kind of like pull to the side so that we don't run
Okay.
into each other.
Good.
Yeah.
As these horses come through, you notice there are a few of them, and they're traveling at a very high speed. And their riders seem to be wearing sort of black robes. And one of them at the front of it, you see sort of like greenish skin and large kind of tusks of a half orc that's riding at the head of this formation. And these robes look not dissimilar from the ones that you're wearing, Za'ir.
Yep.
Oh,
As
Yeah.
they pass, they kind of don't really pay you any mind at first. and they kind of blow past you fairly quickly. Anything from you guys?
If they're gonna pass, let them pass and just keep going. But I'll keep an eye out over my shoulder. I'll drop back to the back of the group and just keep an eye over my shoulder to see if I hear anything for them coming back.
Okay. You continue on your way, but it's not long before one of them comes riding back.
Yeah.
Up behind you fairly quickly, and it is the half orc that was in the lead. And he approaches from behind you all, but again fairly quickly. And as he's kind of coming up, he doesn't make it a secret. He kind of if you kind of look behind you, Ziggy, you see him with his hand raised, and he says, "Hail, travelers!"
Uh, what do you want, bud?
He kind of comes up behind you all and kind of joins the group for a second, talking to you at first, Ziggy, and he says, "The direction you all were traveling. Did you experience anything strange last night?"
Uh, might say that. Yeah.
And he kind of looks across the group, and he sees you, Za'ir, and you do recognize him. Um, he kind of locks eyes with you, and he says, "Za'ir, were
Hazri,
you there? Were you there last night?"
I was. We were. I was actually coming to come find you.
This is incredibly fortunate. We had seen the sky in the night, and we saw and we felt some insane surge of energy in that direction. You have to tell me, what was it? I've sent the rest ahead to investigate the area, but what happened last night?
Zair's gonna look to the right and left. Does he notice anybody else on the road?
Beside you guys and Hazri?
Yeah.
No, nobody else on the road around you at the moment.
Are you, I don't know if it's safe to tell you here. It's been a while. How much further of a ride is it back to Oximinus?
Another hour,
Similar?
perhaps?
Do you mind if we brief there?
No. I'm going to leave the others to continue their investigation of the site, but I will accompany you all back. We can talk there. And he kind of puts his hood up against the rain, and just kind of engaged with you and just like, where have you been? What have you been doing? Just kind of checking in without really engaging with the rest of the group too much at first. He asks you
Are you being Loca?
he asks you about this group you're traveling with, and kind of does start to kind of look around after a little while towards you all. It's up to you guys how much you want to share about yourselves and what you're doing at the moment. But you get the feeling that Za'ir seems to have a level of trust with this individual, and he seems to have a level of trust with Za'ir.
Cool. All right. So we get back to your guys' place, and then we'll have a good old chat about gods of death and shit.
Not
So
to.
Where?
That was my question. Not to. We're following you. It's just. Where exactly are we going?
The monastery, right?
of course, I don't know what Za'ir shared with you all so far, but Oximinus is the monastery. It's the Oximinus Order of the Long
Oh.
Death, is what we call it.
And if he were to be telling us this by spelling it out, what would he say?
Oximinus, OCC.
Oh, I got it so wrong.
IMUNUS.
Zaire, were you planning on sharing something with the group?
Um,
What is he? What? It seems like you know things.
I mean, I've held my monastic order to no secret to you. It was last night when I think my membership of the order became entirely relevant to the whatever we're going on. So when things become relevant, I will share them with you.
Meanwhile,
Uh,
Kami is talking to Hazri, and he's just like, "Oh, Feathers is the biggest chatterbox. He talks about you nonstop. He says that you're his favorite person that he's ever known. He looks up to you like a father figure, really."
that's true.
Well,
He looks at you.
I just like roll my eyes.
He goes on a little bit and he says, Oxymenes is devotion to both life and death, the barrier between, and what all of those things mean. And Za'ir came to us. How long ago was it now, Za'ir? When you came to Gelida and to our order?
How long ago was it? Um, I need to think about how old Za'ir is. This.
When he was a wee hatchling.
a wee little hatchet little chick. You were a little chick. And you had a
Uh,
little tiny robe on too.
I would say it's been about half a decade now.
It's been some time, and he'd had some experience with some of the other monasteries of our order. But
But he got kicked out.
he's been seeking new knowledge, and he's always eager in that pursuit, and he fits in well with us in that sense. And that's who we are. We are dedicated to that pursuit, and we got the feeling that something significant happened last night, and we have not had that feeling in quite some time. So we came out to investigate that further and found you of all people, Za'ir, on our way. I
Yes.
can't believe that that's a coincidence.
No, it's most certainly not.
Well, after a little while of this kind of talking and stuff, you guys head back into sort of the sprawl outside of the city. The walls are kind of in the distance, a few miles maybe, and you see a sort of made of like ebony wood, um, a it's not really church looking so much as it is simple in its decoration but elaborate in its construction. Um, it is decorated with a few items of bone mostly. Um, the kind of ebony wood stained by the rain gives off a sort of gleam to it as you approach. Um, and it is topped with a sort of dome over the sort of otherwise kind of unassuming looking, almost like a large house, but topped with this sort of dome on its center. Um, and as you guys all approach, you're kind of ushered inside. And again, the inside is somewhat simple. There is, as far as furniture and things, um, it is sort of mats and cushions on the ground. There are a number of like scrolls and books and things that are kept around, and there are a number of individuals in similar kind of robes as Hazri and Za'ir are wearing. Um, he greets a few people upon his return, as he kind of leads you all into a back sort of room off the main hall. And here there are again a number of books on the walls, a few scrolls and things. There are more artistic depictions here than you've seen throughout much of the building. Um, Depictions of um, sort of the cycle of life, birth, death, everything in between, kind of around the room that you're in. And other than that, there's not much. There what seems to be a simple bed that is not sort of raised at all. It's just on the ground, um, and a number of cushions that are kind of seated in sort of a circle, as if for like a gathering place. And he kind of ushers you all to sit, if you wish, kind of here in this little circle. Um, and he does kind of at this point his hood has come down, and you can see he's got the sort of the green skin of a half orc. Um, his tusks are significant and like very apparent on his face. He makes no attempt to hide them, as some do in this sort of area of the world.
Wait, do orcs like file their tusks down and stuff?
Some try to hide them if
Hmm.
they are trying to, because typically orcs are not looked upon
Yeah,
well in the sense that they have served the Parvori typically.
sure.
Whether or not they've left that, people still typically don't take too kindly to them.
Cool.
And so some will try and kind of hide their tusks and conceal their skin and things like that. But he seems to make no effort to either of those. Um,
Hell yeah.
and he kind of sits there and just looks around at you all for a moment. And doesn't really say anything, just kind of looks to you, Za'ir, and just kind of waits for you to feel comfortable to start talking.
So, the energy that you felt last night, um, I believe, or I think we believe, is a part of something much larger happening on the continents and in this plane. Last night, we stopped for rest, and like the scriptures say, I took a moment to meditate. That time, I paid my respects to Mortar and the role that he plays in bringing apart death to create life. When I started to feel something more powerful than I've ever felt conducting those rituals, bodies started coming out of the ground, and we started fighting some undead. And then in the middle of it, through a bolt of lightning, Rafasha, the demigod of undeath, arrived. Coda just yawned.
She's not impressed.
He spoke of the Archfey Oberius bringing forth a new reckoning on this plane, bringing the worlds closer together, the planes closer together that would allow for the Parvori and other demigods to cross with ease. And I feel like my prayers attracted him to that site. And he called for me to join him to usher forth this new age. And then disappeared. He had every chance to kill us all, but left. Something else caught his eye. And as soon as we recovered, I was going to come here to tell you what I'd seen.
And tell me what happened when he arrived.
I felt a tingle. He came down in the lightning and recognized either that it was me that attracted him there, or the religious symbols, and just he spoke of for too long the cycle's been out of balance, and that they're coming to restore order in their mind or reclaim their power. I was frozen. I didn't know what to think.
And you said he let you all go?
Yes, he struck down Delia here, but it took me a while. But there was other energy happening. There felt like there was other things that were drawing his attention. It feels like something's happening on a cosmic scale that, it's just overwhelming.
And he kind of takes a minute and looks around the circle at each of you. He says, you all were witness to this, am I correct?
You could say more than that. I was beating in more skeleton faces than I think I ever have in my whole life.
Yeah, I got
And
taken down.
when Rafatia arrived, what was your reaction? How did you all perceive him? How did you feel in his presence? What was that to you all? He's just basically kind of trying to get a read on each of you and like what was almost like like a therapist would, right? He's trying to be just a very like what was that like for you all? Like speak through it if you wish to.
I mean, I don't know. He had a lot of ego. That was a lot to work through. I mean, it was, you know.
Question. Did I notice how futile it would have been to fight against them, or did I feel like we were doing pretty well? Looking back, like,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how the fight went.
I mean, we were dealing damage, but you kept saying he like, yeah, I
It
mean,
was
he's taking the damage, but he's
wasn't a lot.
fine. And so I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh.
I would say in the amount of time that you guys fought him, I wouldn't say that you were like comfortable in your in the matchup.
Mhm.
Yeah, I happen to agree with Zaire that I feel like if that guy really wanted to like just straight up murk us,
Mhm.
he could have. And so, yeah, it's not a great feeling.
Well, that's kind of where I hesitate. Ziggy, like you said, if he could have, he would have. Why didn't he?
Mhm.
What stopped him? I mean, I
I
was knocked out, but
I think maybe he saw Zaire and was like, "Yo, this dude seems to like fuck with my shit, so like maybe he joins me eventually, so let him live."
Mm-mm.
Um,
I think he was. I think he was afraid of something else. I mean, Zaire, not that you're not formidable, but or we're not formidable. I think we're pretty formidable, but I don't think he was afraid of us. I think there was something happening above us in the sky,
I
and
I couldn't bring myself to attack him. I didn't um, make a single attempt to. Um, no, I agree. I agree with you. Whether it was my presence or the distraction of something else, he it seemed like he had almost just arrived. Um, Maybe slightly surprised to see us, but he had other business to attend to.
He
Of all the graveyards to like just pop up into.
Almost like somebody might have accidentally summoned him.
summoned him.
kind of sits quietly for a moment, kind of taking in what you guys are saying, and he kind of turns to you, Zaire, ultimately, and he says, "I have served the Lord of Death himself, as you may know, and during that time, I learned that death is incredibly stubborn. You and I both know you cannot have death without life, nor the other way around, and it's why we've come to this order. But to death, life is an affront. It's something that must be dealt with so that we can get to our true end, and the all-consuming nature of death can greedily move on to the next who so arrogantly carries on living. Life and death are constantly at war with one another, each fighting to stave off the other so that one can be superior. A balance is necessary, certainly, and respect for both is important. But do not mistake that for divine loyalty, and nor should you expect fealty to be met with reward. Forces as significant as life and death have no ego to play to. They do not care for the mewlings of temporary beings like us, as their fight will continue long after each of us is gone. But that does not mean that we change our ways. We've committed ourselves to learning about and challenging the boundaries between these two primal entities. And just because they see themselves as opposites does not mean that we must accept it as so. We were put here with the ability to think freely for ourselves, and that's something that nobody can ever truly take away from you, not even the gods. And you and I, Za'ir, we choose to challenge the notions that our very creator has set forth, and in doing so, we hope to discover new truths about this world. And that's not an offense to our creator or to her children or even to those that oppose her. It's because we have such respect for these forces, these ideas, that we choose to challenge them. And so do not think that this is your fault or that this was something that maybe if you had been more devoted, you could have prevented, or that he let you live simply because of who you are and what you do. It is, if you do ever cross paths with him again, be very careful. He may not show you such mercy a second time. But if the planes are converging, namely Praetorium, that is certainly a danger to this entire world, as the Parvori that had been defeated and pushed back to their own hellish plane, if they are able to return, they will seek to spread that death in the hopes of overcoming life itself. And that is something that you and I and the rest of our order, while there may be other battles to fight, that one will be ours.
I just in that moment, he was so convincing, so convincing that I couldn't bring myself to help any of my companions for that time. That had me questioning what we truly believed. If balance, if it was something that could be achieved, or there, it. I don't know if I can trust myself if I see him again to not give in.
I understand that feeling. Me probably better than most. But be secure in the knowledge that you've learned here as part of this order, and the knowledge that you may still yet gain from this experience, from others, from the knowledge that you seek out to that which is thrust upon you, whether you want it or not, as I think this may have been one of those instances. But be secure in the knowledge that this is a fight that is important, and it's one that you have allies in. If you allow death to spread unchecked, absolutely it will take over life. But we are here for the balance, not for one over the other. And that is what's important.
What will you do now?
Well, we'll see what comes back from those that we sent out to the area. I think we will have to take some time and travel outside of Galita and its suburbs here to see if this has been happening elsewhere, and can confer with some of the other monasteries across Sordum, perhaps even Sataria, if we can make it out there. And we need to learn more. We need to know if this is a one-time thing, if this is the only of the Parvori that has made it back here to Sordum, if this is something that is likely to continue. We need to look for more information, and that will be our greatest weapon in whatever's to come.
I fear that what we are about to face will test this order more than we ever have before. As I know that you can assume my business is with them, and I do agree that it will hopefully uncover more answers. I want to feel that we're going places that will be far more dangerous than any of us has ever been. And I think whether we make it out or not, whatever we find will be of great knowledge to this order. So I want to give you this. And Za'ir takes the bracelet that he had, the silver bracelet with the 10 beads on it. And I think the way it works is he can remove just one of them, right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
So he removes one of the beads and he gives it to Hazri and he says, "This is the bead of returning. Whether I fall or are unable to make it back, or if for any reason you need to find me, this will lead you to me. And hopefully to the knowledge that we require to maintain balance."
I appreciate it, and he takes it and says, "I'm confident that we will need to find each other again at some point, and I hope it's under good circumstances. But I understand that's not always the case, and it's good to have a backup plan. So I will keep this with me, and if you ever need us, you know where to find us, you know where to reach out. We will always be here to support you. And if you need to continue on the path that you're currently on, I understand. And I have to say you've been a welcome addition to the order. And you may be shaken today, but I hope that as you take time to reflect, it ultimately solidifies your decision to join us in the work that we do. And if you choose to remain committed to this path, you will always have the support of our order. And to show you that, I would like to name you as a sacrist of our order, which is basically like
Ooh.
it's like the next rank
Mm.
of
Ooh,
sort of the
fancy.
monastic hierarchy.
You start to see like Zair's been like not a lot very emotive, but like that's like you see like a tear like kind of like in his eye, and like you just it's clearly like something that he cares deeply about.
Not a tear.
Um, and this is more than just a title. It comes with greater responsibility to support the work that we do. And we would put no restrictions on what you do or where you go, but would only ask that you continue to seek knowledge and share it with us here at the Order, occasionally perhaps returning to discuss the things that you find and what we have found. Um, and perhaps together we can change what we know about our world. And he reaches into his robes and he pulls out uh, a talisman of sorts, and he says, "As the newest sacrist of the Oximinous Order of the Long Death, take this." And it is a very intricately carved bone like totem that depicts an Ouroboros like interwoven through the spokes of a wheel, and it's a circular totem um, with sort of a leather um, cord as like a necklace that you can wear, and he hands it to you. It can be used as a spell focus for you as well. Um, and he kind of looks to each of you guys and says, "As for your traveling companions, um, whether you like it or not, you're in this fight. And if you accompany Za'ir, then you're friends of this order. And I would like to name you all as oblates to our order.
Yeah, dope.
Um, it gives
Sure.
you no obligations. You make no vows. And so while you may not be members of the order, you are respected allies and welcome guests of us." Um, and he hands each of you a talisman that is not the same as Zair's, but it depicts a sort of a half moon with almost like rays, like the sun, coming off of it, and it's just a small metal sort of talisman that he hands to each of you.
I tie it
Um,
to my staff.
very good. Um, Are you to be leaving again immediately?
I believe so. We have business in the city, and I fear we won't stay long, and our travels will take us elsewhere. We need to alert more people of what's coming.
Very well. I understand. It's a shame you won't be able to stay for a time here, but we hope to see you again soon.
Za'ir just kind of just nods and looks around, waiting. Like clearly, like he doesn't like making like the like group. Like kind of like looked at somebody else to like say if it's time to stay or go.
All right, well, let's get out of here.
I'm just like,
Um,
Um,
for
uh,
you,
We got
Za'ir,
shit to do. We have
as
multiple global
you
threats.
as long as you wear the totem and use it as a spellcasting focus, you get a +2 to your wisdom
Okay.
Dope.
as
damn,
a sacrist of the Oximinous Order.
wicked
May
sword.
is going to carefully take her totem and put it in her cloak in one of the tiny pockets at the top, and actually give it to Loon to hold so that they're holding it. You know.
World's just going to
listen,
for a second and toss it into her back.
She like bites it. Like, is it made of gold? No.
Money for this.
Eric, did you make it in D&D Beyond, or do you want me to make it?
No, you can make it if you want.
Maeve, can you do me a favor and just ready my horse the way I showed you? I have to do something very quickly before I join you outside.
Okay. Sure.
I'm going to hang around and talk to Hasri for a second while the group heads
Okay.
out.
Mhm.
Is Za'ir still there, or did you wait? Like, did
I'm
you?
going to wait for Za'ir to...
Huh?
What was that?
Okay.
I was wondering, like, were you like wanting to talk to him by yourself, or is Za'ir still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him alone.
I would say is that you kind
Okay.
of like clock that he's hanging back, but
Mhm.
don't, that's all you got out of it. But so eventually they all kind of filter out, and he seems to be kind of like patiently waiting for you as well to leave, Kami, but not like rushing you out. He's just kind of expecting that you're leaving.
Hasri, thank you for all of this afternoon. It's helpful to get a little bit more context and clarity into our situation, and some context and clarity into our feathered friend as well. I must admit it was a little fun to learn a little bit more about where Za'ir comes from.
When
But
you no, when you lift that sort of fog, it can be beneficial in the long run.
yes, of course. And tell me, Hasri, how are you familiar at all with the Tovaro houses?
Yes, of course. We are not, though we have no political aims, we are not ignorant to the political significance of the Tavoro.
And beyond simply the political, how familiar are you with the spiritual aspects of the Tovaro, primarily the Kingsblade regiment?
It's something I'm very aware of, especially given our interests. But the Tavoro are typically very closed off when discussing these type of things. It is very sacred to them, to you, and we make no effort to force anybody to join us in our pursuits, nor do we wish to force anybody to discuss anything that they don't wish to. It's something I have a great interest in, but out of respect for the Tavoro and their culture, not something that I've dug too deeply into myself. Why do you ask?
Well, Hasri, hearing that, I guess it may be a little bit of your lucky day. I happen to be a Kingsblade of the Tovaro forces.
That is
I
no small thing.
No, it is not. It is both a fantastic blessing and an immense responsibility. I am a third level King's Blade, meaning I'm able to channel 3 different spirits of my ancestors.
That's amazing.
Now, it is amazing, and I feel very lucky in my ability and in my heritage. It is a gift I try not to take for granted, but I worry that I am doing just that. You see, I can feel my connection slipping. My ancestors do not always come when they are called, when they are summoned. I don't exactly know why. I can feel the distance between us growing wider, and I just wonder, with your area of expertise, if you may happen to know what can be done to bridge the gap between the living and the dead.
Well, I can say that that barrier is not insignificant. It is a great abyss that lies between life and death, and that is what we aim to explore in this order. But let me ask you, what do you do to maintain that connection with them? What is it that you are currently doing that maybe you feel isn't enough?
I try to keep the respect as close to me as I can. I keep the amber and the leaf from my kin tree around my neck at all times. I carry the blade that has been carried by generations of my family going back centuries. But with every step that I take farther and farther away from the Gvar, I don't know, it becomes a distance both literal and figurative.
Now, you speak of physical proximity to these items, but what is your spiritual proximity to them? Have you taken time to meditate, to focus on these items, focus on the connection that you share with your ancestors, with the ones that you summon, as well as perhaps the ones that um, don't always come to your aid immediately, but ones that still you share a connection with nonetheless?
No, I suppose maybe I have been a bit neglectful
There is
in grounding myself in the immense power of those connections.
there is power in those, um, but it is not limitless. It needs to be refilled, and it can come from you if you devote the time and the energy to do so. Take some time when you have a moment of quiet, or when you find yourself in a place perhaps that reminds you of home or of family. Um, you have the kin tree. If you find yourself, um, below a particularly powerful, similar tree in the forest, take some time beneath it and focus on the connection that you share, your ancestors, what they mean to you, and what it means to have them by your side in a fight. And perhaps it will help as you have focused so significantly on the physical. Focus more on the spiritual aspect of their presence, because it is both of those things to you, and to neglect one is to forfeit both.
You're right. It was something I guess I needed to hear, and I don't want to take away from the significance of the words that you're sharing with me. I do, however, want to point out that the last time a member of our party meditated under a tree about the spiritual significance of that moment, it summoned the devil from the greater hells. So I'm going to be a little bit more tactful, but yes, I hear what you're saying.
I understand. I think that was a chance in a million for something like that. And I do fear what it has done for Za'ir's commitment to the work that he's undertaken. Not that I doubt his commitment, but I fear it has shaken his faith in his own work. And I understand your hesitation as well. But as you can see, it did work to a degree, and perhaps not to the degree that Za'ir wished. But there is power in taking that time and focusing the energy in that way. So I wish I knew more about your particular abilities, but I think if you do commit to that spiritual connection with them more so than you have been, and equally so to your physical connection, um, I think it will go a long way. And perhaps you'll find knowledge there that you haven't found before.
Thank you for that. And thank you for everything that you did for Za'ir. At the end of the day, he is a tenacious little bird, and I think he'll make it through this storm just fine.
I think he will as well. And he's done a lot for us as well. And we hope that we will see all of you again soon.
Count on it. And then he holds up the talisman and says, "Because now we're obstetricians of the order."
You are whatever you wish to be.
That is what I take away from our conversation. Thank
It
you.
is so.
Manifest it, man.
And with that, he kind of moves towards the door, which has kind of been closed. Though you didn't see him close it. You don't really know how it became closed. But he did close it. And opens it and kind of ushers you out. The rest of you all, were you all anything going on during that conversation? Or are you guys just kind of like, where the hell did Tommy go?
I think
I was getting. Go ahead.
Za'ir's just kind of walking around in the space, just kind of like by himself, just like looking around at things. Like if he see somebody, like saying hello, but just like off on his own.
World's gonna go up to Maeve and ask if she has anything, like a paper and a quill or anything to write with.
Do I? I go into my bag and I have plenty. So I rip off a piece of paper for you and give you one of my many quills.
Thank you.
Sure, give it back. Just please give me the quill back.
I will. And World's gonna walk away into her own little area.
She's gonna get
After
back.
that, May is going to.
I was gonna make
Yeah,
a joke.
no.
It's gonna be like the cap of the pen's been chewed.
Really nervous.
In its condition, in its current condition.
You'll get it back. Don't worry.
I'm gonna ready Kami's horse and my own horse, looking back at the door to the temple every now and again, just because it's been a set of events, and I'm just trying to keep an eye on things. And then I think I'm going to approach Za'ir very slowly, just so that make sure that he sees me, because I can see that he's a little frazzled. Za'ir. That was a great honor that you were just given. You're now even further into the order that you serve.
Yes.
I'm sorry that when you meditated, you sort of called upon the demigod of the undead. Wow. What did you say when you were meditating? If you don't mind sharing, did you meditate on anything that you haven't meditated on before? And that's my first question. And then my second question is, well, what is this knowledge that you're seeking? I want to support you in this and search with you.
Good question first. The knowledge that I'm seeking is the knowledge that I've been forthcoming, I think, about to everybody as you've wondered what I do or what I believe in. And it's about finding the balance between life and death and pushing the boundaries of what one can achieve when you understand that equilibrium and what exists beyond the struggle of life and death and the space that they inhabit. That led me to my dealings with the professor. That's leading me along this path too. And Hazari supported and spearheaded that journey for me for a long time. The Arakakra are not people to dwell among such topics. And when you're trained as a cleric from early on, and you only are taught how to heal, how to bring people back, but not an understanding of why they're where they are in the first place and what exists if you fail. And as soon as I started asking these questions, I was ostracized. And I mean, you of all people know that the pursuit of knowledge should be justified, it should be encouraged and nurtured. So that's what I'm doing. And that's the truth, I think, that all of us here seek. Now, about last night, I could go into great detail about a lot of the practices of our order, but the emphasis of balance means there's no one real true deity above it all, but a respect for each one in their place. I make prayers to Viet, the goddess of life, and I make prayers to Mortar, but not of devotion, of respect, and of a recognition of where they are in this cycle. And I believe the prayers to Mortar attracted another and attracted Rafasha to the site. I don't think I summoned him, but whether he felt that somebody was speaking the name of his master or not, I think that's what led to our interaction. And it frightens me as these planes draw closer together, what it means to conduct the rituals and how I must act in order to avoid it happening again.
Remain steadfast in this pursuit of the knowledge that you seek, and know, hey, if he's summoned again, we'll stand by you to fight.
I hope to you, and for all the sake of all of you, that in that moment I do choose to fight.
I'll sort of give you a nod and then give you the space that you need and go back to my horse.
Anything else going on during this time? All right. Not too long after you guys finish talking, Kami comes back out and joins you all.
Ready to go?
Yes, let's hit the road.
Before we go, I had to doodle something down. I had a really weird dream the other night, of a symbol. And I don't know where I've seen the symbol before, so I wanted to show you a sketch of it. Maybe one of you have seen it. Maybe one of you, relate to it. Here's what it looks like, and I'm gonna show them a sketch of the symbol that was carved into my arm, but they don't know that.
Oh.
Has anyone seen this symbol before?
Have I seen it?
Has anyone seen it?
I'll say
Have I seen it?
May make a history check. And Ziggy and Za'ir. Just make like a perception check. So a perception.
Perception.
Also, I got a new set of dice from Daniel and Emery, and they're like a light green, like the color of my hair.
That's so
Really
pretty.
cute.
19 on perception.
Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm rolling them. I'm a little nervous. Okay, it's fine.
Pretty good. 17 plus 8, 25 on perception.
I rolled a 3, so that's an 8.
I see that
I mean,
table
sorry, that's
so
an
good.
11.
Perfect.
That's
Okay.
an 11 total.
I'll say, May, you haven't really seen this before. It's not anything you've read about in books. Za'ir, it's like at the back of your mind, you're like, I swear to God, I've seen that before, but like you can't quite think of where.
Mhm.
And Ziggy, you have seen it occasionally in the city. When you've spent some times in the slums there, you've seen it carved on like the post of a shack from time to time. You've seen it by the docks. As you're just kind of wandering, you just kind of be
Do
like, oh,
I
there's
do
that symbol
I
again. It's carved
intuit
on one of
do I intuit that it's kind of networky?
the.
Or do I'll just say like seen that like literally seen that just like carved places. Never knew what it meant.
Hang on. Let me look at something.
That works for me too.
Yeah, I mean your insight's good. Your wisdom's high. You might make the connection that it's network associated based on the people in the shacks that you'd seen it carved on, or the ship that it may have been on. Just like being a ever present and ever observant, individual in Gelida.
Yeah. I see it all the time in the city. It seems to like be where shady stuff goes down.
Ooh.
And Za'ir, as you hear this, it kind of triggers where you've seen it before. Um, and you only ever saw it once before on a body that came your way during your time in the pit. And it wasn't somebody that died in the fighting pit. This was delivered by some other means.
Okay.
And so what you kind of figure out, what you deduce from this, is that this is essentially a mark of death by the network. You've been marked as somebody that is to be taken out if discovered or if come across.
Uh, yeah, I saw a similar marking in my time in the pit.
Hmm.
Delia, I fear that you've been marked.
Well, you don't know that I have a symbol on my arm.
Oh, I fear that whoever has the symbol, whoever carries that symbol is marked as a target.
May knows, so May is going to visibly react and just stare at you, Delia.
And I'm just gonna look over at May. Well, thank you for your insight. Yeah.
Happy to
Why do
help.
you
What was that, Za'ir?
why do you ask?
Um. Well, just gonna look over at May again. Like, I guess no, now's the best time. So wow. Well, while we're all being honest, Za'ir, we're talking about this, the summoning that you just did. I guess I should probably
Summon,
come.
but go on.
I should probably come clean as well. I mean, I'm sure you've all already known I've been slightly secretive about my past. Um, I mean, Kami, you knew from the inn that the people that walked through the door, who I spoke with, were people that I had crossed paths with in my past. Um, my past is a bit rough. What I said to the group is true. I'm trying to find, my way through the city. I wanted to explore outside of the Feywild, find my place. But I have been wrapped up in some not so great things, which I fear has followed me here. I the other night at one of the inns that we stayed at. I think it was just, 2 nights ago. I was attacked while walking into my room by someone. I don't know who. I blacked out, and they carved this symbol on my arm. And I'm going to pull down my one arm to show the symbol. And unfortunately, that's not it. Because of my past and everything that I've gone through, and just trying to hide my previous identity, I haven't been completely honest with you all. My name is not Delia. My name is Whirl.
Okay. That
What
makes
do
a
you,
lot more sense.
Ziggy?
I knew you were lying about your name, but I kind of just like let it go. I didn't know
Well,
what your name was. I just knew it wasn't Delia.
You were attacked 3 nights ago?
yes. It had to have been someone from the network. Showed the symbol again. And they know my name, my true, birth given name. I fear I put myself in danger, and now the group in danger. And I thought I'd be the only one. I was worried I ruined everything for us. I thought I was going to get us all killed, but, now I see I'm not the only one. And I point over at Za'ir.
Not the only one. What do you. I'm not bringing hired killers into our places where we're sleeping.
You brought it to our graveyard, and it about took me out.
Gas hunty.
One more hit, and I was dead. So I don't want to hear anything.
And she was like dead, right? Like I revivified her, I think.
Yeah.
No, you didn't have to revivify her.
Oh,
She was down. She was down to
okay.
0.
Well, I was in bad shape. I don't think you have any room to talk.
No. Yes. Because I haven't been lying to the group for the
How
entirety
do
of
we
it.
know that? You didn't tell us when it first happened. Anyways, that's aside of the point. I think we all have our own secrets here.
She wasn't lying to everyone the whole time. I knew for a little bit. Just a little bit.
May
A
was going to
little
help
bit.
heal my wounds, but
I tried to
unfortunately,
help.
obviously, the scars are still here. So there wasn't much longer that I could hide this from all of you. But from what I know, we haven't been followed. It was just more of a warning to me. Someone told me to, what did they say? Um, they said that the network doesn't forgive and doesn't forget.
Great. So as long as we're with you, there's hired killers that are going to be after us.
I don't know where you have the room to have this attitude with me,
It was a
Za'ir.
question.
Well,
Isn't that
uh,
not what the mark signifies?
I think that we're gonna be marching into places where hired killers may be the least of our problems. So
I
They're not.
yeah.
So,
Rather
like,
than also
Satan's
throw
devil gods.
accommodations in.
I
yeah,
mean, Kami pissed off a dragon, so
true.
I think
A literal dragon wants
a
Kami's.
literal dragon wants to kill us. We have hired
Don't drag
assassins.
me
We have
into this. We don't even know if that
world.
dragon exists.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
We also have Lord of the
wondering-
Undead who's
Carbon
after us.
capitalism, flying in the air. I mean,
Kami was in a well.
Kami was in a well.
We didn't do anything
We
for this.
also
Is that like when
Za'ir,
you're
we
like they did
also
surgery on a grape? It's like Kami was in a well.
Za'ir, we
They
also
burned
kind
that
of have
girl.
like a whole Feywild army coming after us. I mean, we're really in it. We're
Got a
all of
lot of
us are in
You're
conflict
really
on
in
a
it.
lot of different levels.
honestly, and it won't make you feel any better, but me telling you this doesn't change anything. We were in just as bad of a position 5 minutes ago as we are right now. I mean, I just wanted to come clean with you just in case we do see anything where we need to hide. I'm covering my arms. No one's going to see these on my arm. I tried to heal them for the group. I don't want to put anyone in danger, but we're already there.
Can I try to heal them?
Yeah, if you're willing.
I'm gonna go over, and I mean, I'll just do a regular cure wounds on them. I'm assuming it's not going to help, but I'll do that and see
Does
what
not change
happens.
the wounds.
Then I will just do a lesser restoration on it just to see if that does anything.
Uh, lesser restoration does not have the desired effect either.
Okay.
Hmm.
So these are like really fucked. Like there's not much any healer is gonna be able to do, so it's best to cover them up.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just wrap him back up. Maybe I can find some cool arm
Yeah,
thing.
make it
Like,
style, girl.
uh, man. I mean, I'm sorry for putting you all in this position, but know that there's not much that I can do. I have the past that I had. I'm trying to move forward from that past, and you'll just have to trust me if you want me to stay with the group.
I'm cool with it.
Thanks, Ziggy.
I got you, bro.
I think we're going to be more honest with each other, though, from here on out. Right, Whirl?
Yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice with everything we're facing right now.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. Is like this is we've so much shit has happened to us in the past like week that like yeah, she seemed cagey. I'm shocked that she has a bad past. Like yeah, I get it. It's fine with me. We got bigger fish to fry. We got bigger birds. No, not birds. Uh, like demons and fucking fey dinosaur bullshit. Like we we got bigger shit to do.
Well, before we continue, does anyone else care to come forward with their real name, or are we all settled up in that department, huh?
My name is not Ziggy.
Ziggy.
What is it,
Ziggy.
Ziggy?
I actually don't know. Someone else, like I kind of just
It's Uriah.
Zachariah. Nah,
Uriah.
somebody I don't actually know if I had a name. I just like people just gave me that name, kind of collectively.
And any other deep dark, secret, shadowy business operations, anything else that we should get out in the open now before we continue?
I'm all
Hmm.
you know what you need to know.
Mm.
Okay, great. Good work, everybody.
We did it. All right, now we have to go see a man about a fish. So let's do it.
But just so we
Well,
know, while we're talking,
we do literally need to see a man about a boat, so that's actually like
yeah, but
we could have just said that, but that's okay too.
we'll
That's the actual line from the movie, but you know.
just so we have a full count, as we're just counting up our enemies. How many people are after you?
Oh, oh, oh. Well, I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time. I couldn't put a number on it. As of right now,
An unknown number of enemies?
well, don't we all? Uh,
No,
only
no.
I
Well,
know for
now,
sure
yeah.
only the ones in the shop or in the from the inn, the two guys that we were dealing with.
Okay, the network.
I certainly rubbed them the wrong way. Um, let's see. There was that man that I assassinated. That was like a month ago.
Well, I feel like he can't be
Just
mad
for
at you
fun, for a
anymore.
little treats, right? Like just assassinating for a little fun, you
I
know.
feel like if you assassinated him, I feel like he's probably not going to be a problem anymore.
So
He's,
maybe
he's too dead.
He's
maybe
gonna.
when we go in the city, Whirl, you should take some efforts to hide yourself.
That's a
To
good call.
ease our inquiry about the boat.
And maybe you should stop lighting candles.
You know, I'm still not convinced you didn't summon it, but I'm still not convinced that you did. So,
Well, I can I can help you disappear, Whirl, if when we get into the city so that no one sees you.
I I would
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at, sneaking around where I need to, but if I need to be invisible, I'll let you know.
I can also cast invisibility too. So
Cool.
Great.
Cool,
it's
cool,
only
cool.
for an hour.
You know what? Nobody's seen. Everybody's invisible.
The entire group is invisible.
The entire, all the time.
Just like like an invisible mass walking through the crowd, just people like bumping out of the way.
There's like everybody thinks the city's haunted all of a sudden.
All right.
Well, thank you for understanding. I really do mean it when I say I apologize for anything this may have done to throw us off.
Hey man, shit happens. Now let's go
All right.
save the world.
So where are y'all headed?
We're going to the docks of Gelida, get a boat to go to
hmm
Tritonia.
Are you looking just for a boat? Or are you looking for where are you guys planning on sailing at the moment? I guess is the other question.
Well, we just know.
Well, we were also no. Don't forget, in Galita, we're also trying to find like an emissary or something,
Oh,
like
that's right.
anything that can give us information.
Of the
Mhm.
Tritonia. Gotcha.
Okay,
We're
so
going
you're
first,
Alright.
right? Emissary.
as well as a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the idea?
Then I would like to go in Gelida. I'm gonna go back to the university and talk to creepy look at me lady, because if she likes weird things like me, I feel like weird fish people are up her alley. So
Oh,
I
okay.
I want to talk to her and see if she knows anything about the Tritons, because she likes weird looking humanoid people.
I'm trying to remember what the hell her name was.
Nope. Creepy touchy lady, that's
Boy, the name.
I don't know what the hell her name was. I have to go back and look at my notes. I can find it at some point. But let's say you go talk to her.
yes.
Um, yeah. So you sit down with her, um, and you kind of ask her about Triton specifically.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, so hi, do you need things, or can I ask you questions?"
Okay, proceed.
Okay, so we need to go talk to the Tritons, and I thought that you might know where they are, because you like, I don't know, humanoid things that look like other things.
I do. That is accurate. Most of my expertise lies in the physiology of Tritons, more so than their um, geographic location, if that makes sense.
Well, where do you find them? Have you ever seen one?
They occasionally do come to interact with us here on shore. Uh, they do have some interest in the goings on of our ships being a coastal city and a hub for shipping. Um, they have come up to discuss those sort of things, and we've talked to them as sort of a cultural exchange. Um, I can tell you they are um, tolerant, though not entirely welcoming of some of us who live here on shore. I can also say that there's a bit of a divide among them, it seems, from the time that they've spent up here. There seems to be some that are
Okay.
more tolerant and more accepting of the land, um, and there are the surface dwellers, if that's what you wish to call us, and there are some who feel that they should remain entirely uh, separate from us and should not interact with us. So there's a bit of a divide, but I can't speak to to where they may be. I know that's a very closely guarded secret, no matter which side you speak to.
For sure. Can you point me to like at least to some Tritons? Like, are there any any that you know in the city, or is there like an area down at the docks that they tend to like hang around that I can go?
I can't speak to any particular area. When they do come ashore, it's typically to speak with the barons, the rulers of the city. As far as I know, they don't typically fraternize much with the rest of the surface dwellers here. So if there are any in the city, they're likely um, there or among, um, I, I, I don't know that they stay on land too often. Um, but they would be probably with them would be my best guess, I think.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Do you need any measurements or?
No, no, not right now. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the way out, I just wanna don't need to RP it. Just want to check up on good old astronomy friend. See how she's
Oh,
doing.
Professor Demink.
Yeah, Professor Demink. Just see how she's doing. Say hi, and then pop out.
Yeah, no, checking with her. She's doing well. Kind of keeping her head down for the most part among all the things that are going on. She kind of has the things that she wants to work on, and that's the extent of it.
Word.
She's happy to do it.
Cool. Yeah, and then I'll just pop out and I'll meet everybody, I guess. We're just around somewhere, right? I don't know if you guys are doing anything else, but uh
Yeah, you guys trying to look for some information, look for some answers. What is?
if you were with me, I probably would
Mhm.
just pop out and tell you. Dock seems like the place to go. It's the best place to see any Tritons. Uh Unless anybody knows a Baron, that'd be dope. But
Mm-mm.
I don't. So
I
Mm.
absolutely do not. No.
yeah, I
No, no.
think it was more of a
Mm-mm.
rhetorical question, but
Yeah.
yeah, so docks. Apparently there's no like well-known Tritons in town. They don't stay up here very much.
Hmm.
Well,
Lame.
if you all want to look for some answers in that way, I'm gonna have two of you roll investigation checks
Hell
for me.
no.
I will.
I can try.
It's gonna be May and Za'ir, it looks like.
All right.
Mm.
27.
Oh, I got a 12.
Damn.
Shit.
I got a
Okay.
-3.
So you head down to the docks and you start asking around about Tritons, about anybody who might know where they are, anybody who may have seen some of them, spoke with some of them, whatever it might be. And throughout this process, you speak to, it seems like quite a few people who seem to have interacted or known somebody who has interacted with Tritons. Um, but as you kind of dig deeper, ask more questions, almost all of them seem to it becomes clear that each of them seems to be entirely made up or at least greatly exaggerated. Um, and you ask around more so, and as much as these seem to be made up, there does seem to be a common thread among each of these, and it's the name Captain Morrissey.
Captain
Uh,
Morrissey.
Captain Morrissey is a ship captain, and there are many stories that seem to feature him in a number of different ways. Some suggest that his ship went down in a storm while looking for the home of the Triton, only to have him walk ashore weeks later as if nothing had happened. There are others that say he had once captured a Triton and interrogated it for days, apparently getting some information on a location, but it turned out to be false. And then still there are other stories that say he not only found Tritonia, but looted it and came away with precious treasures from the elusive city. A lot of different stories around Captain Morrissey. But all that anybody really seems to know for sure about the strange captain is that when he does come ashore, he seems to frequent Terrell Bluff's Seaside Inn, which is the one closest to the boatyards, the shipyards. So if you're looking for him in
Also,
particular, that is the best way to find him.
Get a return of a Terrell Bluff.
yeah. Also, I'm just imagining because May is so awkward. Like, I'm just trying to imagine how she's trying to investigate and talk to these people and get the information, and while just being like,
So with such a high investigation roll, you just like mention Triton, and it seems
Mhm.
like among the seafaring people, there's
Uh-huh.
a lot of like myth and rumor and legend, and like people love telling stories about that time they met a Triton,
Ooh.
time they, met somebody who says they found Triton. It's a very like culturally among those who actually go out to sea from here, like that's a hot
Yeah.
topic. They are ready and willing to talk about it once you bring it up. So you kind of just like mention it, and people just go off, and you just kind of sit there awkwardly and listen to them.
What's the
I take
captain's name
notes.
again? Sorry.
Captain
Mor-
Morrissey.
yeah,
Um,
Morrissey.
oh yeah, totally got that spelling right. Morrissey. All right.
I like to
Um,
throw in weird spellings just to see if anybody will get it.
no extraneous Y in that one. No. All right. I'm gonna turn to Kami. Oh, seems like we've got some good stories here. Some more stories for your storybook. I don't know which ones are true or not, but it seems like it's putting us back to Terrell Bluff.
Well, when it comes to the book, they don't have to be true. But when it comes to us, yes, that is always more helpful. So I guess back to see our friend Terrell.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Burl, you shouldn't come with us this time, or you should just stay really hidden.
And what if I make her invisible?
Yeah.
If we're only gonna be there for an
Also, I
hour.
will.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So I
DM,
guess
is the Seaside Inn the one that we did the shakedown at?
That's
No, that was the Northview.
oh.
Yes, I
Oh.
thought. I think they're different. They're different.
Okay, they're different. They're different.
I think
Okay.
we've been to the seaside once just to like crash for the night and then immediately left.
I can still make her invisible though, if we're worried about people who might just be looking for
Mhm.
trouble.
I thought that was where they attacked you, Whirl. Or no,
Yeah.
that was a different inn.
So there was one where I was attacked, and then there was a different one where I.
Revisited.
Seaside, actually.
You were attacked at Seaside. Yeah, that's what I.
That
Okay.
was. You guys had crashed for like the night, and she
Yeah.
had lied about where her room was. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they did attack you there.
So yeah, you should be invisible. Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about that attack, how would they have known where I was? Anyways,
You told the front desk person. You said, "Oh, I'm Delia.
well, I paid them.
Whatever. I've been staying in the room."
Remember, I paid them an extra bit of money.
I mean, listen. You could pay them 5 gold, and as long as the network pays them 6 gold, that's all they
Yeah.
care about.
I guess I know better. All right. Well, I'll just tread lightly. Make me invisible.
Okay.
Not overextend our welcome.
So like I guess Za'ir kind of like looks around, put like ducks in like I guess like there's like an alley or behind like a crate, and then cast invisibility onto Whirl.
Okay. Um. So I just saw Theo's message. All right. So you make your way to the Seaside Inn, and this time as you enter, this particular Terrell Bluff was not here last time that you were here. But now, as you enter, you see the familiar face of Terrell Bluff, this time beneath what appears to be a very elaborate and fancy captain's getup, wearing a sort of big tricorn hat and a big kind of like leather jacket over everything with fancy golden buttons up her jacket, and what seems to be a sort of a rapier at her side, and a big sash across her belt. She's very very elaborately dressed. And as you all walk in and she notices new guests, she kind of raises her hand and she says, "I welcome to Terrell Bluffs Seaside Inn, the most revered captain on these seas, Terrell Bluff. What can I do for you?"
Hi, Terrell. We're back. Hi.
You've been here before.
Yeah, we've also worked with the other Terrells a lot too.
Ah,
Mhm.
well, always a pleasure to have you here in the Seaside Inn. And gestures to like the whole inn behind her.
Oh boy.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for Captain Morrissey. Have you have you heard of this guy?
Captain Morrissey. Not as good as a captain as I, but he's all right.
Hi.
He frequents here when he comes ashore. Yes. Haven't seen him in a few days. Usually means he should be back soon, but seems like he's probably out to sea at the moment.
How
Cool.
long does his trips usually take before he returns?
A few days, usually. Makes a run up the coast. He'll come back. Makes a run down around the Horn south. Comes back. He's got a fast ship.
Well, gang, I don't know. What do you think about waiting for him?
I think that's the best plan that we have.
Yeah, unfortunately. Is there anything else like
Mm-hmm.
No better place to wait than the Seaside Inn.
Oh.
Mm.
sure?
Hey,
Mm.
You already got us settled.
Yeah.
You already
We don't
hooked
have to
us.
keep selling.
Don't waste your energy.
You can
Okay,
drop
good.
the
She kind of like drops it. People love this shtick. Will you be staying with us as you're here?
Yeah, I figure it's probably the easiest.
yeah.
I imagine
Can I ask what your business is with Captain Morrissey? Although it's, I understand if you wish to keep that to yourself.
we're looking for a charter, and he's the only captain crazy enough for us.
I believe that. Well, I will let him know that there's some potential clients looking for him when I see him, and I will point him in your direction.
Fantastic, thank you.
Tell me,
How many rooms will
Well,
you be needing while you're here?
or
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be about a silver a night for you guys here.
Errol,
All right.
how do you guarantee your guests' safety and security in the room?
Well, they lock.
Yeah,
Is there more that you need?
wondering. Have you cleaned any bloodstains off of the hallways recently?
Well, there's the occasional fight among rowdy sailors here on shore leave. It happens.
We know how sailors get.
Yes, we do.
Jesus Christ.
Here's your keys to the rooms
The fuck was that?
that you'll be staying at.
Charisma. This is not going well.
Uh yeah, might as well. Is there anything? Okay, so we get our keys, go upstairs. Is there anything that anybody needs to do in the city, or are we just like chilling for a bit?
something I wanted to do.
I would
Okay.
like to do a thing. I know I'm invisible, but there's a thing.
All right. So I think unless this is happening within the hour that Kami's doing, you guys are doing something. Eventually, the invisibility will fade after about an hour. So as you guys kind of settle in, so we'll figure out what you want to do and how you want to go about concealing yourself. But let's start with Kami first. You got some business.
I want to see if I can find that little old halfling that I bore a message with a while ago.
Yes.
Ah,
So you had met him, I think, the Wanderer's Fortune.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
What do you know? It's the consequences of my actions.
My own.
Um, okay. So, what the hell was that?
Actions have consequences.
You remember what his name was that you gave the note to?
For some reason, I wrote it down as like basically like Jago, Jago,
It may have been
Yago.
Yago.
or Yago.
Yaga,
That sounds right. We'll go with that.
Baba Yaga.
I gotta prep my notes better.
Bobby,
Babadook.
Timothy Shabagoo?
Yes. So you had sent him the note that I have. So you head back to the Wanderer's Fortune during your time here in the city.
Mhm.
And you head in, you ask about Yago specifically. And some of the individuals there say they haven't seen him in a while. And then as you kind of get to the more permanent sort of faces here at the Wanderer's Fortune, one of them says, yes, we received word from him that there might be somebody coming asking about a correspondence and that we should deliver it to you. He said we know who you were, and I think he is correct. You are unique. And he kind of looks up at you. And he pulls out a still sealed, wax sealed envelope, um, which does not have, it's not like a Tavoro seal. It seems like he had received a correspondence from them and then mailed it back rather than deliver it himself. And so as you open it, um, there is a return letter from your mother. Um, it basically is, it's not long. It's not, a so glad to hear from you letter. It is very to the point. And basically what it says is we are aware of the turmoil across Sordoom. Preparations are being made and Garants are being sent out. Should you return to House Tavoro, do so with caution. There are some who would not welcome you back. And it's signed off with her name that I can't remember now. What's her name?
I think it's Hanahan.
Yes, thank you. Yes, there it is. I have it in my notes here. Sorry about that. Yes, it is signed just very officially Gvar Hanahan at the bottom. No name to you, not addressed essentially, just written out and given back to you.
All right,
So it
I'll
seems
take
they
it.
got,
I'll give.
they got your message. It seems like there's some sort of preparations being made, though she may not be entirely willing to clue you in on everything at the moment.
Hmm.
Okay.
But as your knowledge of your mother, it does seem like there is some there's an opening that seems was left in the message of like if you were to return, as if maybe you will one day. That's it.
Right, I'll give my thanks to the people. I'll flip a gold to them and say, be sure Iago gets this. I will follow up, and if he doesn't, I'll take 2 gold pieces from you.
He kind of smiles and nods. He says, "That's entirely fair. We'll make sure Iago's not shortchanged."
And I'll just head back to meet up with the folks at if people are chilling at the inn or whatever.
Okay. And Whirl, you had something that you wanted to do.
Am I no longer invisible, or am I invisible?
You would
still?
not be invisible for that long after that. So
From my knowledge, when I first got into the town, right, I went to. I don't have the notes anymore. They're gone. The warehouse, like the
Mhm.
Fishers.
Yep.
That was the Thieves Guild.
That was essentially a operating center of the network.
Okay. Yep. Never mind.
Which, yes, it is the Thieves Guild run
Yeah.
by the network here in the city.
Yeah, I was gonna try to go back and learn more. Let's maybe not risk that. No, you know what? Whirl is going to surprisingly lay low as much as she wants to learn a little bit more information. She feels as though it's a bit too soon. So she's going to, knowing that she probably can't walk around town, go, let the group know she's going to go outside and just hide up in a tree for the rest of the night.
Could also just stay in one of our rooms.
Well, I'd
That's
have
what I
to.
was thinking too.
She's got a little bit
Yeah.
of PTSD from walking into hotel rooms or in rooms.
Fair.
So
So about a block and a half away, there is a sort of green space among some of the buildings on that particular block, just west of the Basket District. And it is one of the few places in this area that has a sort of towering sort of tree in the middle of the city. It's not, huge, but it's significant in the sense that there's not many around. And so you can kind of find your way over there and, as stealthy as you are, kind of blend in, feel secure in where you are for the moment.
okay,
While also sort of keeping an eye on the area around you.
sounds good. She's just gonna sharpen her blades, her daggers, while she's up there.
All right. Give me a
I
stealth check just for fun.
What?
Give me a stealth check while you're up there just for fun.
Woot.
She falls out of the tree.
Oh no. Mm.
So I rolled a 2, but I have plus 11, so 13.
You have plus 11
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Rogues,
stealth.
man.
That's insane.
Yeah, she's dumb stealthy. Okay.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna be drinking beers with Terrell and just doing yoga and just trying to
This
chat up
Terrell
the
seems
bar.
less interested in yoga, as does much of the clientele here. But nobody interrupts. It's kind of a live and let live environment.
Word.
I am going to curl up in bed with my father's spell book and continue to read and try to unlock what I'm reading. And then after reading it for a little bit and probably getting frustrated again, I'm going to do ascending.
Okay.
And I'm going to do ascending to Cassian.
Okay. Somebody count.
If it ain't smut, I don't want it.
Theo's got it.
Hey, Cassian. Bit of an event last night. The Parvori are making their way to this plane. Oberius with Raffaccia.
You have 5 more.
You have more. Yeah.
You
Oh,
always forget
I take
about
those
me.
3 back. Oberius
I take those 3 back.
working with Raffaccia. Do I have 4 more?
Are you pooping?
Okay,
Come
Oberius
on,
working with
another one,
Raffaccia.
guys.
Uh, planar travel through starlight.
Ah,
Oh,
stop the
Brief
blind.
pause before a response comes through. He says, "Wow, that is a lot to take in. I'm glad you're okay, and I will commit resources to look into this matter. Please reach out soon." That's it.
All right. And then I just hold the stone and continue to read.
Okay. During this time, you guys take probably a little bit of a needed moment to yourselves. It is a welcome rest, but after a day or two, you kind of start to get antsy. The city, while exciting upon kind of first arrival for each of you, the walls kind of seem to be closing in. It seems like there's threats around every corner. You're kind of getting a little anxious. Um, and then eventually, at one point, Kami, as you head down, um, Terrell sees you and she says, your captain's finally come back ashore." And she motions over to the corner, and you see a kind of middle-aged human man with a very weathered-looking face, shoulder length, kind of salt and pepper hair that spills out from beneath a sort of extravagant sort of cavalier hat. Um, and he sits with his back to the wall, kind of tilting back in the chair, with leaning the chair up against the wall, and has his foot up on a table, and is smoking what looks to be a very finely crafted wooden pipe. He seems to be very jovial, very friendly with a lot of the people here in the tavern, um, joking, laughing, gesturing wildly at whatever story somebody is telling or he's telling. Seems to be known around these parts and seems to be very friendly and jovial, and exactly what you'd expect sort of a popular ship's captain to look like here in this part.
So, is anyone else with me? I just walked in, right? So everyone else is kind of still doing their own thing.
Yeah, at some point, Terrell found you because you're pretty noticeable.
Is
And
this
so
the same day, or we've
Mm.
just been chilling
this
around
is
for
like
multiple days?
2 or 3 days later at this
Oh,
point
okay,
now.
okay.
Okay.
Ziggy's been doing yoga
I've
the
been
whole
doing for
time.
yoga for 2 days.
Whirl is probably still hidden. Probably not at the inn, I would say. So she's not there. She is elsewhere.
Okay.
I'm probably
I
at
think
the
I would be
inn.
there.
Yeah,
I
I'd
would
be
be there.
chilling.
All right, I'll go knock on doors and see if I can find people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can gather everybody together if, in a pretty short amount of time. It seems like you guys have all stayed pretty close together, given the
Yeah,
threats
I
that
got
are.
nothing really I want to do in Gelita, so I'm probably just chilling.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay, should we go see what this guy knows?
Yeah.
Seems
Are we
like
Sure.
it.
now? Are we like you grab like we're all by the rooms?
Wherever you want to be.
Yeah, basically like at the entrance to the tavern portion.
Okay. So that you're kind of like sees him like the captain being like all jovial and like and he's just gonna turn to Kami and just say, I can't stand him already.
I can't say I'm surprised. Like maybe this one is for me, huh?
Yeah, no, please. Yeah. I'm gonna go over there.
Okay. Ziggy, he might like novelty if he's
Yeah,
something
that's true.
frightened.
Yeah, I'm down.
Come on. And then maybe if you want to come too, obviously you're welcome. But we're just going to start walking over to the table.
Okay. I mean, he's kind of just talking and drinking, and he doesn't necessarily either notice you or pay you any mind as you come up to the table initially.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be menacing, but I am going to come and make my presence known to the group and say, Captain, your reputation precedes you. What are you drinking tonight?
He says, hello, new friends.
Yes! Yes!
No.
Yes! Oh my
What
god!
are
I
you
want to
all
be on a.
drinking? I will drink whatever you wish to drink with me tonight.
This is. I have to make. I'm going to slip into that accent is the problem. So I have to like stay focused on Kami and not slip into that. It's going to be so hard not to.
Can I just clarify what that is? Is that like
What is that? What?
It's an
Yeah,
accent
Eric.
that
What
I
is it?
started doing when Theo and I were on a camping trip one time, and I never. It's really what it's like supposed to be from the Family Guy skit about Spoople.
okay?
About like Swedish people,
But like it's so twisted. I don't even know what it is anymore. But
it's
Oh my
evolved
god.
so far beyond that, it's not
everyone
even
knows there's going
recognizable
to be a
anymore.
character with that accent, and I've decided it is him.
I am so excited. Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay.
Well, a man of my own heart, Captain. I love that. Sterile, bring this man your best whiskey.
Whiskey is good.
Sterile, your finest glass of whiskey, please. Put it on my room. Thank you.
And as it comes over, he kind of doles out kind of a shot to each of you. He says, I'm Captain Morsi. Who are you all?
We are your newest clients, Captain.
I heard we may be getting some new clients. It's very good to meet you all. Drinking with new shipmates is the best way to become closer and get to know each other.
I hug him. Oh my god, I literally hug him.
I love him so much. I'm May. It's so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you.
I'm Ziggy.
Well,
You seem like a
before,
great dude.
listen, guys, before we do the round, let's take the shot, huh? To new shipmates and new horizons.
That good? And he drinks it and kind of
Very good.
slaps it down. He says, so,
Now you can go.
where are you looking to go? And when would you like to go there?
Well, Captain, we might have a slightly unorthodox request, or maybe not so, you know, considering who we're talking to. But my companions and I, we have been desperately trying to reach Tritonia.
His eyes kind of go wide for a minute. He says, you are not alone in what you are looking to find. Many have tried to find Tritonia. It is quite sought after. What makes you think that you could find it?
It's not that we think we could find it, Captain. It's that we think you could find it.
Ah, you have heard the stories about me.
I told you your reputation precedes you, Captain.
That it does. Now, I must ask, why do you seek Tritonia? For what purpose would you need to find the Tritons?
Tritons have knowledge that is very important to many of us. A lot of my party here are seekers of knowledge, ambassadors of knowledge, and to be able to liaise with the Tritons would be one of the greatest honors and privileges of all of us.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Persuasion or deception? You're kind of being truthful, but you pick persuasion or
They have the
deception.
same. They have the same modifier, so it means.
Okay. Just give me one of those rolls.
Mm.
Wait, no, not that. Not that dice. Not that dice. Not that dice. It's important.
I am so glad I didn't actually have to interact. I was losing it.
He says, perhaps it is best if we continue this talk on my ship.
That's quickly, huh?
Sounds like a yes to me.
Man,
What?
you buy the man one drink, and all of a sudden he's taking you home to his ship.
I
Huh?
think maybe it's best if we talk privately.
Hmm.
As you say, Captain.
So he kind of ushers you guys out and over to the docks. And you see
Real quick. While he's walking us over, I'm going to open a mental link to Maeve, and I'm going to say, where is Woe? In case this ship might take off. Don't know what this man might do.
Would Whirl have told me where she is? Yeah?
I mean, I've been in the park for probably 2 days straight.
So no.
She's in the Okay, so I'll be like, I mean she's in the park. We should stop by the park on our way to the docks.
Or someone
I'll
could
send
send a message to tell
her
her to come to the dock.
I'll send her a message. I'll send her a message. Good call. Right, I can do that. So I will send a message to Whirl. Whirl, the captain is here. We're going to the docks already. Get here as fast as you can. Hurry.
Whirl is going to fly over.
Okay. He leads you to the docks, and you see a pretty sizable sailing ship, triple-masted, that is just tied up here at the docks. And he kind of leads you on and into. There's not really a crew here on the ship at the moment. He kind of leads you into the captain's quarters, where there's a large table, and he sits you all down. And he says, "So, my new friends, let's be friends. I know you're not being entirely honest with me when you say why you want to find the Tritons. And I have to tell you, if you are looking for their city, the reason why is very important. I need you to be honest with me."
But Za'ir kind of like puts his like hand out in front of Kami, and he just goes, "Let me try." We believe that the Tritons can help us stop the overwhelming invasion of death onto this continent, and we must maintain the balance. Otherwise, the fate of every living soul will burn for eternity.
He
I
takes a
mean,
moment,
To put it,
reads your
and
face.
that's to put it lightly.
He says, "Now that is a good reason." He says, "You have heard many stories about me, I'm sure. I can tell you most of them are untrue. I have some knowledge of the Tritons and Tritonia, but it is not what you have heard, and many people do not know what it truly is. But if you are looking for their help in saving this world, I can tell you that they have a very strong interest in that. So, I must ask you, are you going to be able to handle it and handle yourselves if the sea starts to get rough? Because I promise you, if you are looking for Tritonia, it's going to get rough.
yeah, I got us. We're good.
They are not welcoming, typically. And even if I am with you, they will not hesitate to sink me if they think that I have betrayed their trust. So, be ready, because it will be dangerous. but it will be exciting. So, what do we think?
I think that's all we can ask for. Can't ask for much more than that, huh, Captain?
Very good. I like to hear that. Let's go. And he goes out and he starts kind of literally untying the ship as you're on it still. Like,
Well,
Okay. Oh.
everyone, is there anything back at the end that we might need to grab before we head out?
I'm
do you
good.
I
need
have
a
all my
moment to
stuff.
collect your things?
I've got my
Maybe
bag.
just a moment, Captain.
Very good.
Hmm.
You go collect your things, and I will meet you back here. I will prepare the ship. You all will have to help me.
I got you, bro.
It's going to be us on this trip. No crew.
No crew.
So I'm going to
Oh.
teach you all a little bit how to sail ships. Does anybody have any experience sailing ships here or no?
No, no.
No.
Well, you're going to
No.
get some experience today. I'll tell you that right now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Can I just be in the
I
bird?
love him. I love him so much.
Oh my god.
It says Birdman, you can go to the bird nest. Yeah,
No,
that's a good spot for you. You can keep a lookout, yeah, and make sure nothing come on the horizon that's going to hurt us.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Go
Is
get
it?
your things and come back. We will be ready to go.
Uh, okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you, Captain.
As
We're
we're
Oh,
all right. As we're walking back, I'm going to turn to the group and be like, "He didn't ask for payment. He didn't ask for anything. We, nothing. Why is he doing this?
You guys,
Yeah.
are we supposed
Did
to
we
be?
Don't
agree? Did we agree to a payment?
No.
no.
He sounds like he's in it for the rush. So I mean,
Well,
maybe
you're
he's
here.
out of it. But I will say, we're getting in a ship with someone that we don't know
No.
to go somewhere slightly dangerous. Zaire, you can't swim.
You what? What
You
makes you?
told us you couldn't swim. You're not a water guy.
When did I say that? Oh, yeah, yeah. I did tell you that. Well, you know, uh, my purpose has been reinvigorated. This is my duty now.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, at this point, what do we have to lose?
I'm gonna go back to the captain and like ask him what he needs done, and then like as he's like walking me around figuring all that out, I'm gonna ask, so we're helping you out with the ship. Is that like our payment? Is like
Uh, you want payment for working on the ship? Is that what you want?
no, I'm saying like, is that how we're paying you to go? Like, what are you getting out of this?
Oh, don't not worry about me. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm ready to go.
All right,
I will tell you more about it when you get out to sea, but for now, payment, do not worry about it. I tell you that. Okay?
insight check.
Go ahead, make an insight check.
I am trying to see if he's actually. Does it seem like he's just gonna put us out in the middle of nowhere and rob us? 13 plus insight is 8, so 21.
So, this guy is a bit of an enigma, and as you kind of do what you're trying to do to get a read on him, he's giving you this very friendly but kind of
Fucking
hard to
weirdo.
read look, and you
Hmm.
don't. If he's hiding something, you can't tell. Um,
Cool.
but he's a wild card. That's what you can't tell.
I'm gonna come back and be like, I'm a people guy, and this guy fucking rules. So I'm all in with Captain Morrissey.
Well, okay then. Vote of confidence right there.
Hmm. Okay. Well, we'll just
All right, I'm
keep our
gonna go
wits about
grab
us.
my. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my stuff from the inn. Now that we know we have Miss Whirl with us. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm good.
Cool.
All right.
I'm also going to
Well-
quickly, depending on how long this is going to take, run to a store to get a waterproof bag
Yeah.
for my book.
I would say the Namita's Fine Leatherworks, which is not too far from where you guys are staying. They would have a treated sort of waterproof bag. It's going to be pretty fancy in the sense that it's like waterproofing at this point is not the easiest thing in the world. So it's probably gonna be about a gold to
Okay.
buy, but it's a very nice bag, and it will keep your belongings dry as long as they are not submerged in water.
Okay. I put my 2 spell books in there.
Okay.
Run back.
All right. As you all return, you see Captain Morrissey seemingly finishing up some of the riggings and things on the ship. The masts or the sails are now down, and seems about ready to go. And he welcomes you all back aboard, and he says, "Sup? You all took a minute to get the things you need. Are we ready to go?"
Yeah, man.
Hey, Captain.
I'm not smart and I'm not strong, so I don't know what I can do on your boat, but I'm your guy.
Sounds like you should take the wheel, maybe for now. We'll do the riggings, and this guy look very strong to me. You're very strong, I think, yeah?
I'm very strong.
Very good. We're going to work the ropes and the rigging, and we're gonna make sure that the sails are moving us in the right direction. And everybody else, hang tight. I'll let you know when we need you for the things. And let's go. And with that, he kind of unfurls the sails, unties the boat, the ship, and you all kind of set sail. In
All I
what?
can think of, sorry, Eric, is the main theme of Pirates of the Caribbean, like the sails like unfold, and it's the dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun,
All right,
dun, dun,
I'm
dun,
putting I'm
That's
dun,
good.
putting
dun.
You definitely can't say
Put it
that.
on, put it on. And as we're setting sail, I'm just gonna turn to Kami and go, yeah.
So after you guys have set sail for a little while, Captain Morrissey comes back to you, Za'ir, and he says, "So, tell me a little bit more about the end of the world and what we need to do with the Tritons to make that, not happen."
Dark forces are bringing the Parvori into this realm to destabilize the balance that so many have worked so hard for so long to make this place safe. And if left unchecked, everyone you know and love will die or be slaves to their will. We are seeking allies and informing um, people of Sessor Doom and Sataria about everything that is happening. Hopefully, in order to learn more about how to stop them.
You're a very straight shooter. I like that about you. You're very scary. I'll tell you that, but I appreciate your answers. You are very straightforward, and I can tell you are telling me the truth.
I just tell you what is my duty, um, and what our group's duty is, and what our business is with you.
Very good. And so eventually, he invites you guys into the captain's quarters for dinner. At this point in the day, evening, really. And you notice as you kind of head down there, He kind of tells you, like, don't worry about the wheel. It just kind of seems like the ship's going to carry us in the right direction for now. So all of you can join him in the captain's quarters.
So what's the state of the ship? We didn't really ask this before we took off. Like,
The ship seems to
what?
be in very good condition. It's
Okay.
not a fancy ship by any means, but it seems to be well built. It seems to be very clean and very sturdy underneath you, right? It's got the only kind of ornate feature is the masthead, or not the masthead, the ship's head at the front on the bow. It seems to be what looks like somewhat typical of a ship of this kind, a woman figure, though it's got a triton that's not triton, trident, Jesus, a trident that is kind of like held forward as the front of the ship. And yeah, so he invites you all into the captain's quarters, serves you a pretty decent meal for you guys being out on the ocean. Um, and he sits you all down. He says, "So, I'm sure many of you are wondering why I agreed to take you out here in the middle of the ocean, no pay. Okay, um, I will tell you the stories that you heard about me. Mostly they are not true, but a little bit they are true. They're just a little twisted. Okay, so." Did my ship go down in a storm while searching for Tritonia? Yes, it did. That part is true. It was a storm sent by the Triton Druids to stave off any who might try to find or otherwise harm the city of Tritonia, which was me. I admit, that was me. I was looking for it. They did not want me to find it. But as my ship went down, I was captured by the Tritons, and they saved my life. And after proving my loyalty to their secrets and their mission, I was shown the city on the condition that I would help to keep those secrets and protect its borders. Okay? I was brought back to shore where I walked back onto the beach, but I told nobody about how or why I returned, and I think the rumors just kind of spread from there. I'll tell you, uh, I had spent time with a Triton friend of mine that I made during my time among the Tritons. Uh, but for some reason, people saw me with the Triton and thought that I had captured and interrogated him. I did not know where they got this from. It is ridiculous. I would not do that. But that's where that came from. Okay. And as for the plundering of the city, well, I was gifted a few trinkets from my friends, from the Triton people. And people saw them. They think I looted them. I don't know. I don't tell them I did not because it keeps the secrets and it keeps the mystery, yeah, of the city. And so I do not tell them. So I tell you all because I think you have a real reason to seek out the Tritons, and I would like that to be successful. Okay, so I share something about me. You have a little bit of trust in me and what we are doing. We're going to be in this together, and you tell me a little bit about why you're going to see the Tritons. I appreciate that. Your bird friend there. You tell me a little bit about the death and the darkness, and we're going to die. That's very bad. I don't want that to happen. Okay, so. But that does not mean that we're going to automatically be welcomed by the Tritons, okay? Because we do not know you. I think I know you. I'm pretty good at reading the people and their faces, okay? So I'm pretty good at that. I'm going to say I believe in you all. I trust you. But that does not mean they're going to trust you right away. So we're going to have to earn their trust. We're going to have to to prove ourselves to them, and then maybe they'll let us into the city. We talk to them about death and destruction and the things that maybe they can help us prevent. Yeah? Okay?
Sounds good, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you eat your dinner. I hope it's very
Yeah.
tasty dinner. Prepared it just for you all.
Sure.
And I think we're going to come out of this. I think we're going to come out of this very good friends. I think we're going to be friends for a long time. I can tell. I know people. I think we're going to be good friends. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you all.
You are already my best friend, dude.
Hmm.
All right,
Very
Whirl being
good,
Whirl,
Mr. Furman. I like it. Huh?
Whirl being Whirl right now is would like to insight check him, even though
Okay, make an insight check.
I'm sold on this guy.
uh
May's pretty sold on him too. She's She's
11.
in.
11. Again, similar to, not that you know what it was like, but similar to when Ziggy tried to insight check him, he looks at you with this just kind of genuine seeming smile on his face, and that's as far as you get looking into him. Can't really see if there's anything kind of going on behind, if he's trying to be deceitful, or if it's just him being friendly. He is a interesting individual, but a tough one to read.
Fabulous.
While we're at dinner, after his like speech and we're eating over or whatever, just like chatting, I'm gonna ask, hey, have you like seen someone like me before?
Someone like you. Well,
Yeah,
I've seen many different people. Do you mean someone like your personality? Talking about physical description?
I'm
What do you
talking
mean?
about like all like the physical stuff.
No, I have to say you're the first person that looked like you to come on this ship with me. But it's very nice to meet you. What are you, if I might ask? I did not
Dude,
want to be rude.
no, you're not being rude, dude. I literally do not know.
Oh, that's very difficult. I'm very sorry. That must be like an identity crisis for you, yeah?
I'm good now, but yeah, it was weird for a while.
Well, it means you get to write your own ticket. Nobody has any idea what you are, so you can be who you want to be, my friend. Do not
Yeah,
let
man.
them tell you who to be. As you. You get to be who you want. As a gift.
I fucking love this guy. I'm
Um,
gonna go pour him some more wine and then just keep eating.
yeah, he drinks too. Like this
Yeah,
man
yeah, no, I bet.
is.
so,
You're
so,
not so
t-
sure you should be on a ship piloted by this individual at this point, but
Captain, tell us your most harrowing tale from the sea.
Hell yeah.
herring tail from the sea. Well, uh one time we were stuck out at sea. The wind was not blowing, okay? And so we were stuck out there for a very long time. Nasty bout of scurvy. It was very harrowing. We were not prepared for that. We're not supposed to be out on the water that long, okay? Uh, and so it was not good. I would not recommend scurvy, okay? Do not let that set in. You got to eat your fruits. You got to eat your vegetables, okay? Yeah, very good. But if you mean like a very exciting, that's not a very exciting story. I understand that. Okay. We fought a leviathan one time of sorts. I don't is mostly underwater. I did not get a good look at it, okay? But we fought it, and we beat it, and we barely made it home alive. We had to rebuild most of the ship. Okay. It came from nowhere. Okay. It came from out of nowhere. We were up north, okay, by the Firefall Mountains, but off the coast, obviously cannot sail into the mountains. Yeah. But yeah, we found it, and well, he found us, I suppose, is more like it. And yeah, we escaped out of there with our lives, which is very good because you cannot always escape from something like that. Um, but we were, very lucky, I suppose, that day, and we got out of there. But I would not go back there if we could help it. I would not like to go back. It's very scary. Don't want to fight them again.
Wow.
Wow.
You are one interesting man.
Ah, you are very interesting as well, my friend. Do not see too many of you around here either, though I have seen some. It's not like the other fur friend over there. But yeah, what is it that you are doing here in Cesar Doom and not
Me?
back in the Feywild?
Oh, I'm just exploring.
Ah, exploring is very good. You learn a lot about things when you explore. I like it. We are exploring now. We will be explorers together.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, but thank you for taking us on this exploration with you. It's been awesome already.
I'm very glad to hear it. Very
Cap-
nice to have new friends on board. Like to make new friends.
Captain, you say we are exploring now. Who's sailing the ship? How are we?
Ah, we are in the open water. The ship, it sails itself. I would not worry about it.
Hmm.
What about like monsters or pirates or anyone who could attack us? Do we want to be looking out for them?
We got another couple of hours, I think, before we have to worry about the monsters and the pirates. Well, if they're going to find us, they're going to find us. But they know this ship, and they know you do not want to mess with me and my ship. We will not go good for you. I'll tell you that. So they know. They stay very clear of the ship.
Hmm.
So, you know. But yeah, we good. We eat our dinner here. Then we go up. We look for monsters, and it'll be okay.
Okay.
May is eating all of the fruits and vegetables to prevent scurvy.
May was up on this.
May's also going to look at Kami to sort of get a check on how Kami's feeling right now with this captain.
Kami has been sitting there slowly picking at his food because he has been getting increasingly seasick.
Oh no.
And he's been very quiet this whole meal.
So as you look, he's very extravagant, talking a lot. But he looks over at you, Kami, and he says, "Oh no, you're looking a little green around the gills, my friend. You ever be on a ship like this before?"
No, no, Captain, I have not.
Ah, well, everybody, their first time, sometimes they get a little wobbly out here on the deck. That's okay. There is no shame. Your ears, they get the woozy and make you make you a little seasick. That's okay. You're gonna be okay. Just remember, if you go up on the deck, you find the horizon. Okay, look at the horizon. Keep your eyes on the horizon. It will keep you from being woozy, okay, and a little seasick. So you go back up on deck. You look out to the horizon and let us know also if there are any monsters, so your friend is not getting nervous. Okay.
Yes, well, if you will excuse me, I think I will do just that now to see if I can avoid that.
Okay. That is good. You don't want to get too woozy while you're out here. It could be dangerous, and you got to be ready for it. Okay. So, so you go up on deck. All right.
Meanwhile, the ship has like rocked Ziggy to sleep. Ziggy is out at the table, just full on nap, just so peaceful.
Some
May
did
is
not
just
get the
peppering.
woos. They did not get the woozy. They did not get the sick like our first friend here. He's very good. He's doing a good job.
He can
So
sleep anywhere.
my new friend, May, was that your name?
Mm-hmm.
You asked me about my most harrowing tale. I got to ask you the same question. What is your most harrowing tale? What have you experienced?
Captain, literally, since I came to this plane, it has been harrowing. Just so you know, did you know that skeletons from a graveyard can attack you? That, by far, I think is the most harrowing tale. We had to fight skeletons.
The dragon.
Right, Za'ir? Oh,
You fought a dragon.
The dragon.
yeah, we did.
Wow, I've heard many stories about something like that returning, but I do not believe them myself. I have not seen them.
And what about that shadow mantis? We had to fight have you heard of a shadow mantis? We had to fight one of those.
Heard of the shadow mantis. There are other shadow creatures as well. Mantis sounds very scary. They're very fast, the mantis. But you have shadows here in the ocean as well sometimes. They live in the depths, but sometimes they come up and they will hit you on the ship. Very scary. Do not like them myself.
Mm-mm.
Wow, it sounds like you all handle yourself pretty well, getting a lot of sticky situations, and you bang your way out of them, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Something like
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's very good to have you on the ship then.
well, thank you for having us.
Okay, well, we better be getting back out. We could be coming up on some those monsters you're talking about.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, word. If that's the case, we should probably go up to Kami. I got something for us.
very good.
Did you
Yeah,
wake up? Oh, Ziki, did you wake up at the word monsters?
Yeah.
his passive perception is so high, even when he's like kind of napping, he's like still kind of aware of what's happening.
Still kind of listening.
I have an 18 passive insight and perception, actually passive perception. So
Like, wait, Captain, before the most harrowing, we fought this creature that had 2 little tiny arms and a really long tail and this huge head and these huge teeth.
It
I don't
sounds
even
like
know if I've
you're
ever seen it
describing
before.
my ex-wife. Am I right?
Got him.
No, I'd never married before, but that is a funny joke to make. People always like it. No, that sounds very scary. I've never heard of something like that before. You all are bringing a whole bunch of new experiences to me. That is crazy. What was it called, the thing that you fought?
We never got a name for it.
Well, you could provide a name for it. You're the only one who fought it, it sounds like. So what would you like to name this new thing?
Oh.
Yeah, book lady, what's the right name for it?
No pressure me.
I was just gonna call it. I mean the people eater, but that's not a very good name. I'll come up with a better name.
Was it
The
purple?
people eater is very appropriate,
It
it
wasn't.
sounds like.
I'll come up with something.
It's tough to come up with
I
a
can't come
name
up with one.
for these things.
Mhm.
Myself, I named my boat. She is Petunia. Okay, she's a very good boat, but Petunia, maybe not the best name, but this is what her name is, and I'm not going to change it now.
I think it's a great name.
Thank you, small friend.
Who's Petunia?
Who is Petunia? I do never known a Petunia
Uh-huh.
in my life. It just seemed like she was named Petunia, and so that is what I call her. Do you know Petunia? Have you met a Petunia in your life?
No, I haven't met a Petunia myself either.
Well, now you have.
Not
You
I feel
yet.
met.
like I feel like Ziggy's met a Petunia.
You probably met a Petunia. Yeah, I'll give you that. So after you guys kind of having a little bit of a lighthearted conversation below deck, he eventually heads back up. Um, he says, "Young lady friend, May, why don't we have you take the wheel? Okay. We're gonna have first friend stand at the front, keep an eye out for some things. Strong friend, Mr. Kami, you're going to stay over here with me. We're going to work on the riggings. We're going to have bird friend. You're going to go up to the bird nest, yeah, and you keep an eye out all around, 360-degree. And small friend, you may just want to hold on because I think it's going to get a little rough. The wind's going to get a little high, and you just hold on and you keep an eye out if anybody come on board. Okay, you get stab, and they dead. Okay,
Deal.
now. I told you my ship went down in a storm looking for Tritonia. That is because that is a protective measure of Tritonia. We're going to find this storm. We're going to have to get through it. Okay. Now the ship, she's very sturdy, but she cannot withstand it forever. We're going to have to get through it. Okay. And then we will come out the other side. I promise you. Okay. We're going to have to do it together. Yeah.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Uh, I got some stuff before we all go to our separate ways.
Ooh.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes with each person. Well, not with each, but 10 minutes collectively. I'm gonna cast water breathing on all of us. So we can breathe underwater for 24 hours.
24
Whoa.
hours. Very nice. Did you include the captain in that?
Yeah, I can do um, 10 willing creatures. So
Okay.
all of us.
10?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's sick.
And it's ritual, so it doesn't cost a spell slot as long as I have
Very
10 minutes.
Yeah. And
Wow.
you do have 10 minutes. I would say about 30 minutes, 45 minutes of you guys just kind of being in position, keeping an eye out. Um, Eventually, there does seem to be these sort of storm clouds that form out of nowhere. And as they do, the sea starts to get noticeably rougher. Kami, you don't love it, but you try your best to keep everything down. Um, and Captain Morris, he says, see, this is the storm I tell you about. Is going to come. It's going to be rough, but we're going to do it together, okay? I'm going to say you all are going to do your jobs, and as I told you to do, and we're going to be just fine. The ship going to make it through all right. So
All right.
Oh,
basically, it is just you guys. There is no other crew, but the storm is gathering very, very quickly, and as the waves get bigger and bigger, they start to kind of wash over the side of the ship occasionally. And you can sort of hear the wood creaking against the wind and the waves. And we're going to do a little bit of a skills challenge here to get through the storm. So it's going to go in a couple different rounds here. So as you guys have kind of like entered into the storm, the rain is pouring down. As the wind whips up, your movement itself is like strained against the powerful winds, especially for you, Whirl. And basically, before you can help keep the ship kind of moving in the right direction, you all have to kind of like steady yourselves against the now like raging winds and rains and waves. So I'm going to let you each choose between strength, constitution, or dexterity,
Cool.
and make an ability check with that. Not a saving throw yet.
Straight ability check. All right.
all right. Also, another fun fact about my dice is that they have little fish in them.
No way.
That's so great.
Yeah,
It's not great. That's a 10.
they're perfect for right now.
Za'ir rolled 19.
May rolled a 9.
World rolled a
This is
15. Are we choose? Do you want us to tell you what we're rolling for?
You don't have to tell me which one you picked, just what the number is.
Okay, 15.
it's just a straight roll, right?
So check, yep.
Oh,
21.
it's a straight roll.
Well, it's a check, so you have your modifier, but not your saving throw modifier, just whatever your strength
Oh,
modifier.
that's fine. That's fine.
Or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Anybody
so
who
9.
got above a 12 succeeds, and you will have advantage on your saving throw. Is basically how it's going to go.
Okay.
Okay. So as you guys kind of like steady yourselves, who didn't get above a 12? I think it was just May
I
and
didn't
Ziggy.
either. Yeah.
So you guys are gonna have a straight roll. You guys kind of come up there, and with the wind and the rain, it is getting tough to see. It's getting tough to hear, even the captain. And you guys just like are straining against all of this. And so basically, the ship takes a particularly tough wave to the side and starts to kind of roll a little bit. And I need everybody to now make a saving throw of the same ability that you chose the first time.
Okay.
Anybody who got above a 12 has advantage, and anybody who got below it is a straight roll.
Much better.
I rolled a nat 1 for my first one, but a 21 for my second one. So thank you, advantage.
22 for me.
Oh no,
Is that now one, Jess?
that was a shit.
25.
Shit.
22.
Okay, so everybody got above a 15, which I think again is everybody but May. You managed to steady yourselves on the ship. May, you at the wheel fall prone next to the wheel, and you'll have disadvantage on any on your next roll that you make. Okay.
Good.
So-
Good. Mm-hmm.
You guys manage to kind of steady yourselves. You're ready. You're facing the storm. The ship starts getting beaten on its port side. That's its left side. And you can feel the wood start to almost like crack below your feet. And you need to keep it essentially steered into the waves to keep it from kind of being pitched over or breaking apart as these waves are kind of hitting it from the side. So I'm going to have one of you make a wisdom check.
I'll take that.
Well, it's gonna be May. I need you to make a wisdom check at the wheel, and I need
Okay.
another one. One of you guys out in the ship can make a strength or dexterity check to man the ropes and the mast and keep it turning in the right direction.
I can do Dex.
Got the ropes.
All right, so I'm gonna have Kami make this one, Whirl. So
Do-
May, you need to make a wisdom check with disadvantage, and Kami, yours
With
just gonna be
disadvantage. That's what I wanted to check. It's a wisdom save.
no, just a check.
Just a check. Okay.
So
Mine is
basically, you're gonna
18.
have what was yours, Kami?
18.
18. Okay.
That is a 12.
Okay. So basically what's happening here is you guys are doing a preparation roll for what's happening, and then you're going to see if it works with your saving throws at the end. Okay?
Cool.
So with a 12, you don't succeed on that roll, but Kami does. And so he gives you advantage on your saving throw at the end of the round. So with you at the wheel, May, I need you to
Okay.
make a roll with advantage. Make a wisdom check with advantage.
Well, thank goodness I have advantage because that's another natural one.
Jeez, get a
This
new
new
die.
dice is not great.
I've used a different dice for every single roll. So I don't know now if I switch to a new one or if I stick with this one. I'm switching to another one. Oh geez. Oh geez. Okay. That's a 22.
Very good. Okay. As you guys kind of together, Kami, you manage to sort of like pull on the sails and the mast, and with her at the wheel, you manage to steer the ship now into the oncoming waves rather than face them from the side. And so the ship kind of holds together. It's rocking pretty steady, but it's, the way it's supposed to be at the very least. And as you kind of now face into the waves, all of a sudden you see these like icebergs almost form out of nowhere in front of the ship. Um, they seem to Some of them seem to like pop up as if they're jetting to the surface, and some literally seem to form in the middle of this storm um, through some sort of arcane ability. And as it kind of steadies, you finally steady yourself on the waves. You kind of hear the captain. He yells. He says, "Watch out for the icebergs!" And so we're gonna have um, somebody needs to make an intelligence check.
It should
We're gonna need another.
probably be me.
Can I do
Okay.
something to maybe help that involves
What would you like to
spellcasting?
do?
Um, I would like to use shape water uh, to start to melt some of the icebergs like right in front of us.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. I still need an intelligence check from, I guess, May at this point. Who's at the wheel?
Yeah. 13.
Okay. That does pass.
Ooh, oh,
You're going
Oh.
to get advantage and a +2 at the end because of the shape water.
dope.
You'll get advantage on your check at the end plus another +2. Also, I messed up. It's just a d20 roll, not a wisdom save at the end of the round. But with the modifiers that they gave you.
Cool.
Okay.
So I need you to make that roll. So just roll a d20 with advantage and then add 2.
Is this me still?
Yep, at the wheel. It could be anybody, but you're the one at the wheel.
Okay. So with advantage +2.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's wisdom save.
And it's not a wisdom. It's just a roll. It's its own thing. I messed
Oh,
up.
19 for the first one. So 17 +2. And then we're sticking with 19.
Okay. All right. 19's good. With some of them sort of literally melting away with the control water, um, you manage to just kind of like snake your way through them, even through the driving rain. The first couple you probably would have hit because they popped up right in front of the ship, but with them sort of being controlled away, um, you managed to make your way through. What am I doing?
Is there anywhere on the ship that looks kind of broken right now?
So far, everything's looking pretty good. You guys have done a good job.
Cool.
And it is, again, a pretty sturdy ship. But just as you start kind of getting through the icebergs and making your way into the waves, you hear the crack of lightning. And you look up, Za'ir, you look down, and you see that lightning has struck sort of the middle of the mast and set fire to the sail.
Wow.
So I'm going to need an athletics check from somebody and a wisdom check from somebody who has not yet made a check or used it.
Do the athletics.
I think
can
you
do
already
the
did your strength.
What'd you say?
You already did your strength. I'll say athletics or acrobatics. I'm going to say either one.
Oh, I could do acrobatics for show.
And then a wisdom check from, I guess it would have to be Za'ir at this point. He's the last
Yeah.
one.
I can do wisdom.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Crit.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. Good job, everyone.
We're so good at
Um,
ships.
Basically, as this is all happening, Whirl, you kind of without a job initially, see this is kind of your chance. So you kind of sprint up the mast as only you very quickly could. And in combination with Za'ir, you manage to sort of, he quickly reaches down and cuts away that part of the sail. And basically you kind of catch it on your way up and pull it the rest of the way, flying backwards with you as you kind of leap off the mast and pull it the rest of the way off as he kind of like jumps down and cuts it. And you manage to pull the burning sail away from the ship, and it kind of just like floats down into the water, keeping any significant damage from happening.
Sick.
And so you're going to get another advantage and another +2 on this end of the round roll.
Hell yeah.
So
Amazing.
I'm going to have Jess at the
Amazing.
wheel make another d20 roll with advantage and
Who's
another
Jess?
+2.
I don't know.
Nerd.
Oh, yikes. 7. It was just a roll +2.
Advantage.
Advantage and then +2.
Right. 9.
Okay.
With advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she rolling?
Yep.
With the
Yep.
with the sail being removed, the fire was contained, but the ship all of a sudden started to obviously be propelled very differently. And as it did, you kind of lost a lot of momentum and you kind of took a wave to the side. And the ship is going to suffer a little bit of
We're
damage
fine.
from that. $24 points of damage to the ship. You hear a little bit of cracking, a little bit of splintering, but for the most part, the ship overall seems to be holding together all right. So all in all, it's not on fire, which is good. Took a little bit of a wave to the side, and it took a little bit of cracking and splintering, but it's still holding together. But with that, you kind of seem to have weathered this initial onslaught of the storm. The weather continues to kind of rage around you, but the sort of towering waves, the lightning, and whatever these weird icebergs were, seem to have kind of like died down. And he says, you hear the captain kind of speak up. He says, "Y'all did very good. We made it through phase 1 of their protections. But this is not going to be over for some time still, so I hope you're all ready." And
May is soaking wet and shivering, and she's just gonna look over at everyone and be like, "That was not okay."
um, and I think I'm
Yo,
trying to
May, you want
decide.
someone else to take the wheel for a bit? You good? All right, I got you, girl.
I'd like a break. I'd like a
Yeah,
break from the
so
wheel.
I'll go take the wheel from May. Just kind of like,
Amazing,
I
great.
don't know if you saw, but I was up and then I was down and then I got back up again and then I went left when I was supposed to go right and then
You're
I
good.
think I'm gonna. Yeah,
You're
I'm
good.
gonna take a break.
You did your
I'm gonna
best. None of us has done this before. You're all good, girl.
You did really great.
Okay. So, as you all are kind of collecting yourselves after the onslaught of the storm, back there, there.
Captain, after that storm, what's the second protection that we have to go through? You only mentioned the storm. So what's the second one?
Oh yeah, there is the storm for sure, but there's going to be more. They will send more defenses. Not always the same thing. I've only done this the one time, but there was some. I don't know what to call them. There weren't people, but there weren't tritons. They weren't. They seemed like they were some kind of sentries for the people. And as he's even kind of describing this, waves continue to kind of like wash over the shore. And Ziggy, as you're kind of like keeping an eye out around the ship, you notice something coming up to the ship very, very quickly. And oh god, no, stop it. Hang on. And as it does, it sort of like catches a wave, and it looks like something kind of like rides the wave up over the railing of the ship and on. And as the water sort of clears, you see a sort of almost Triton-esque looking kind of thing, but his form is kind of almost made of water. Like it kind of forms from the water that kind of it rode up onto the ship. And there's a couple of them that kind of like come up and land on the ship, and you see behind them they're being sort of carried up by what look like orcas, but they're wearing some sort of
I
armor.
was waiting for Theo to perk up.
So let's go to the ship, shall we?
Got orca men?
Oh,
Are they humanoid orcas?
No, so the things that came on the ship are different, but they were kind of like
Oh
brought up
god,
by
what is
the.
this picture?
You like the orca the armor on?
Oh
That's
my god!
fantastic.
Love it.
I found a picture and it said average killer whale or ordinary killer whale, and then it said expert killer whale, and it had all the armor on it.
wait, what is
Oh my
the
god!
picture? I don't know where to look for it.
It's on roll 20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or the stream. Whichever.
So
Oh my goodness.
these
I
called
can't.
tideborne sentries are sort of brought up onto the ship, and let's have everybody roll initiative.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I'm kind of
goodness.
a waste of a natural 20, but it is still natural 20.
Yeah, you know?
So
Oh, that's the cutest looking orca I've ever seen.
so happy.
Oh my god, look at that smile.
Yeah, we're about to wipe that smile off their faces.
Mhm.
Oh, what if they're friends?
Thank the orcas.
Za'ir rolled a 13.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, that's not great.
Ooh, ooh.
And
Finally, I'm rolling well. 23.
23 for me.
24 for Kami.
it's an 8.
20.
That's an 8.
I said, fuck you, May.
I got an 8.
I think you got an 8. I got a rock.
I got a
And roll.
rock.
May or roll?
Dirty 20.
20.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Then we've got.
Oh.
All right. So, Kami, keeping your lunch down as best you can, you see these. I'm going to tell you they're constructs, that are kind of made out of like water and other ocean-based things. And they are what are called tideborne sentries, and they have just essentially been delivered onto the boat. And they have literally 3 of them kind of surrounding you, one of them in between you and Ziggy.
Right.
And you're up first.
So bonus action, I'm gonna go Kin's Fury.
Okay. Roll the King's Fury.
Just kidding, I sure ain't.
Oh no, you roll a 4.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Oh.
Oh.
So I'm gonna sort of try to kind of think about what Hazri was telling me, and then, but there's gonna be a flicker of doubt in my head. And I swing the glaive off of my back, and I sort of like assume the position, but nothing happens. And I kind of take a second. I'm like, shit, and I'll just reach out and stab, anyways, for the one closest to me, right here.
Okay, gotcha. So you have reach. You want to stay where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Fine, I'm gonna hit. That is a 14.
Ooh, just misses. His
Yeah,
kind of like
so
watery form is more hardy than you probably expected. But
good deal. Well, that is my whole turn. So
okay.
Damn.
That was a very classic Theo turn. I don't know about Kami. That's a classic Theo turn. And then May, you are up following him.
Okay, May's gonna see Kami and just look at him and just yell, "Hold it down!" as in your lunch. And then I'm going to go into the blade song, and so it's just going to be sort of echoing the thunder and the lightning around me. So I'm going to enter into the blade song as my bonus action, and then I'm going to take my rapier off of my side and just sort of charge at the one that is closest to me, which is, where am I?
You're right here. You're at the wheel.
Oh, right there on the side. Okay, so I'm going to charge the one right there. Yep, and take 2 attacks against it.
All right. Go ahead and make your 2 attacks.
Okay.
You can roll both of them first.
Okay, well that is a piece of shit. That is a 11, and that is a dirty 20.
All right. So the second one hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. 6 damage.
Okay. So you kind of like hop over the railing of the stairs that lead up to the deck with the wheel. I think that's the poop deck. Is that the poop deck? That might be the poop deck. I don't know. We're gonna call it the poop deck.
It's a boot deck.
You kind of like hop over, and as you're kind of coming down on the stairs, you kind of take one swing at him, but it goes wide. And then you very quickly, before you can kind of like readjust, cut back, and you manage to kind of cut him across the middle. And you hear Captain Morris. He goes, "Ah, very good. You go get him. I will man the wheel." And with that, it will be Whirl's turn.
Okay.
You're kind of in the air still, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how high up is this thing?
The top of the bird's nest.
Yeah.
Ears.
Yeah, or even, what is this?
That's the like sail. That's the top of the mast, and it kind of goes across, basically right under the bird's nest. So it's probably, I don't know, we'll call it 30, 40 feet high.
Am I able to hide? Is it hideable? Like, can this guy see me right now?
Well, this sail was ripped off because it caught on fire.
Right.
There are places to hide if you wish to. You're very small, so I will say if you want to bonus action hide, go ahead.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to
Okay.
bonus action hide. Maybe behind. I know it's ripped off, but somewhere up here.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
fine.
where Za'ir
Yeah.
is. Okay. And then I'm going to shoot my short bow down at that guy.
All right, go ahead and make your. We'll make a stealth check first.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be fine, but still.
Is it stealth check or insight check to get my insightful fighting in order to do?
Oh, well, did you want.
I don't know.
You can
I guess
hide, and that will give you advantage, which will give you sneak attack, or you can use your insightful fighting, which will not need to get you advantage, but you also still have to make a check. But your stealth is higher, so it makes more sense to just hide.
Orcus
Um,
Assassins.
21.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage.
Oh, 1.
Oh.
14 plus 8, 22.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of like dip up around the bird's nest where Za'ir is, and whatever this thing is kind of like loses sight of you, and then you kind of like come streaking around the other side straight down and make your damage roll.
What
Yeah.
is so that's 3 plus 5 is 8. And then my sneak
You get
attack,
that damage. Yep. So I got
1
8.
plus 2 is 3. Plus 4 is 7. Last one plus 2 is 9. So 17.
More. Okay, very good. Yeah, you kind of come down next to him, and just give him like a pretty nasty cut, like across the back as you come down. And we're gonna go with the Tideborn's turn. Yay! All right, so we're gonna have this one's there. This one will come up here. And this one will come up to May. Ooh, May surrounded. Yeah,
Oh,
1,
Mace around it.
2, 3. Okay. So we are gonna make their attacks. And they pull out these essentially what are like tridents, and they're going to make their attacks on each of you.
I'm gonna use a wheel. So I'm gonna
Okay.
reduce the guy attacking me by 6. Or
Right.
by a D6.
Yep.
5.
Okay. So we'll do the one against Ziggy first. We'll just do the one. That is a 13 to hit minus 5
Oh,
is
yeah, no,
not a lot. So he misses. We're gonna do 2 against Kami with advantage on each of those. That is an 18 to hit on the first one.
Yep.
And an 18 to hit on the second one. So both of those will hit, and they will do. There it is. Total of 18 total piercing damage, which is not reduced for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will go to Whirl. The one's going to come back at you and attack you, which is a 13 to hit, which I think will miss.
Misses.
And then we've got 3 against May. For the sake of speed, I'm going to say none of them currently have advantage anyway, because they're not opposite. So 3 attacks coming against you. That is 24 to hit, a 15 to hit, and a 10 to hit. So what's your armor class?
So with the blade song, it's a 20. So only the one
hits.
above 20 hits.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
That will be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
Ugh.
okay, so they all kind of like close in. They all kind of jab away. Kami just gets skewered over there. But Whirl is
Oh.
target to hit, and we will go to Za'ir now. You've kind of been kept out of most of this up in the bird's nest.
Yep.
But it's up to you.
Za'ir is going to fly down Probably to this one, so he's flanking one that's attacking May.
Okay.
So like right by the where the captain's at.
Got it.
And then make some talent attacks on that fella.
Okay. You can make those with advantage because you and May are flanking it.
Okay. So the first one will be yeah. That helps. So the first that's a 23 for the first one,
Mhm.
and it's a 25 for the second.
Yep, those are both hit.
And then when I'm gonna do the unarmed strike bonus action too for it as well. So I'm just gonna roll for that one too.
Yep.
Do I have advantage on this one too?
Yep.
Okay, good. Because that was a 2. 18.
That hits as well. Yeah, all three of those will hit.
So let's roll 3 damage then.
Yep.
That's 8, 11, 19. Ooh, 11. 30 slashing.
All right. Very good. Yeah, so like you basically dive down out of nowhere and this guy has his back turned and you kind of like just like latch onto his back and like rip his whole, back apart basically. Um yeah, pretty significant. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. We'll go to Ziggy.
That was
I'm
sick.
I'm going to yell to Kami and be like, "I'm coming to you, big boy," and then I'm gonna run next to him.
Okay.
I will take the attack of opportunity.
Okay. That's a natural 20. So let's
Yeah,
see if that is
addle
going.
addle addle hit.
Not that bad actually. It's 8 piercing
Oh,
damage.
okay, I'll take that. That's fine.
I rolled 2d10. I rolled 2 2s.
Nice.
Love to hear it.
Love to see it.
So yeah, I'm gonna run next to Kami.
Like under the mast here.
Yep. And then I am going to bonus action. I am going to take my starry form and I'm gonna start glowing the like warm, like yellowish hue.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hold my action for when this guy charges me.
Okay.
When
You
he
get some
come
attack.
when he comes to attack me, I'm going to cast Alpha and Omega centered around us, so it'll hit all 3 of them, and then Kami will heal at that point.
Okay. All right. That will trigger when he approaches you. All right. And at the end of the turn, the orcas that have delivered them are going to ram the ship.
And I
So cool. So cool.
So we're going to make 4
Yes,
attacks.
Kami?
Ship.
Swear to God, Eric, if you make me kill an orca, I'm quitting this game.
They're not on the ship. They're just ramming the ship.
we be wailing.
1 hit and I rolled double nat 20s.
Shut up.
Oh.
No, no.
I
What?
don't
Why is
believe
it
you.
super terrible or super good?
Do I have to roll take
Arnar.
fiction?
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh no,
Okay.
no.
So that is, I mean, it's not that bad. They're not that strong, but they're going to ram the ship still. That's 3 hits. 2 of them are crits. So that is.
I love that shirt so much.
Bath
I
up
love this
top
shirt
where he
so much too.
belongs.
I wore it to work today.
So good.
I love it so much.
30. That's 30 points of damage to the ship.
Lord.
Another. Ooh. Wow. 20. 6 plus 40 points. And then 1 regular. So 40 points.
I'm sorry, we've got to get rid of the orcas. They've got to go. I'm sorry.
No.
And then they dive and kind of like out of sight
Well,
after ramming the ship.
just a thought.
So they kind of hit it and then dive deep. But
Okay.
the good news is it is now Kami's turn.
We'll see if it's good news. All right, I'm gonna bonus action. Try again to enter the Kin's Fury.
Okay.
I do this time. Okay. So it's a 3. So great Grandzaddy is gonna come out.
He's back.
Love to see it. And then I'm going to just make my swing.
All right.
That's a 24 to hit. Yep, that guy right there.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
All right, and then
Woo, woo,
that
woo.
will be. It's like, whoa, what happened? Where's my D10? Oh, here's my D10. That's gonna be 12 slashing.
All right. 12. And then where did you want Falvir to be?
Balbear could be right here.
Okay. All right.
And because of this attack, because of the attack on this guy right here, he has disadvantage on anyone but me.
Very good. Okay. All right. We will go to May.
All right.
You are in the thick
I
of it.
I am in the thick of it. I'm going to turn and look at Captain and make sure that he's manning the wheel.
He's still there. Yep.
He's still there. Okay. And there's no one about to attack him. So,
Mhm. We did not go for him.
okay. So then I'm going to turn and face all of my 3 opponents, take out my rapier and cast green flame blade on it,
Okay.
which I believe is a magical effect that should not be ruined by the storm. And then I'm going to swing it at one of them that's right next to me, not the one that's diagonal.
Okay. So this guy right here.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll against him.
Right. That is an 18.
Very good. That'll hit.
Yeah.
So you
All right,
watch as
so
this,
let's
like mystical flame like cuts through its sort of watery form, and you see it kind of like shimmer in the middle of it for a moment.
heck yeah. And then a 1d8 plus 5. So that's 11 damage plus the green flame blade. So that's 11 plus 3. So 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I think green flame hits the other guy, right?
So, right. So then I want the green fire to leap from one to the other.
Okay. Within 5 feet of him.
Yes, within 5 feet.
Okay. And is it the same amount of damage? Do you roll again?
The second creature takes fire damage equal to your spell casting ability modifier.
So 8.
So that'd be intelligence.
Yeah, so 8, I think. Because 5 plus
8.
proficiency.
Yeah, so 8.
No, your spellcasting ability modifier is your intelligence modifier on its
Oh,
own.
not spell attack modifier.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what's your intelligence?
Oh, plus 5.
Plus 5. Okay, so it'll take 5 damage.
Oh, sorry. And the fire damage to the second creature increases. It's 1d8 plus my spell casting ability modifier. So
Very
I
good.
do get to roll.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Melody.
Them cantrips.
So that's 11 points. That's 11 points of damage to them as well.
Dope.
All right.
Pretty
Cool.
good.
All right. From there, are you moving at all? Or are you staying where you are?
I am. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right. Whirl, you're up.
Whirl being out in the open now, obviously right next to this guy. She's just gonna almost like an acrobat, fly up and like swing around that guy to almost like backpack him, and
Yep.
she's gonna stab him with her rapier.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make your attack roll.
Ooh. 12.
12 will miss. He kind of was like ready for it almost, and almost like throws you off as you kind of try and like get behind him.
And as he throws her off, she's gonna fly up and maybe land here, fly up onto the top.
Onto the bird's nest? Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Crow's nest, whatever it's called. I keep calling it bird's nest just because Za'ir was up there.
Aw, Za'ir.
All right. So in like one very swift motion, you kind of like swing around him, try to cut him as he kind of throws you off. You just like kind of let it go, like don't push it, and just like fly up to the security of the crow's nest. Okay. We're gonna have them go again. And
Sure do be
we're
that
gonna
way.
have 2 swings against Kami at advantage still. One of them will hit with a 24. The other one, I'm assuming, will
Yep.
miss 13.
Yep.
Well, no, actually, that was with advantage. That was one that hits, and the other one misses anyway. Okay. So that is 1 for 9 points of piercing damage.
Half to 4.
Yep. And this guy's gonna run in, which will trigger Alpha and Omega.
Yep. Con 16 save.
Sweet.
Con 16 save, and then Kami will can spend a hit dice immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And
Nice.
It's a 12. It's a 12, baby.
And
Baby.
because I am in my healing form, you will also heal another 1d8 plus 5, which will be a 4 plus 5, so another 9.
Yeah, I'm
And
back
how
to
much damage do
smash.
they take?
Say it again.
How much damage do they take? One of them succeeded, the other 2 failed.
That's 2d6. That's a 4 and a 3, so 7. They'll each take 7.
And if they succeeded, do they take any?
They take half.
Okay, so 3.
Yep.
All right. He's gonna rush in. He's gonna make his attack against you, though. Still,
That's
Ziggy. 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
All right. He will be subdued by the Alpha and Omega spell. And he will miss his attack.
Have you guys seen the new Spider-Man movie?
Not yet.
No, but I've heard really good things about it.
Damn it! I want
All
my
right, we're
spell to
gonna
look like that.
do some attacks against May. So first one is
Bring
a
it. Bring it.
24.
Yep. That sure hits.
Got an 18, which I believe misses.
Misses.
And then the last one is a natural one. So we have one that hits for 14 points of piercing damage. And this guy's gonna rush in, and he's gonna just line up behind Za'ir. So we got a whole conga line going on, and he's gonna roll his attack with advantage against you, Za'ir, for an 18 to hit.
No.
And he will also miss. There's a lot going on up here on the poop deck. And we'll go with Ziggy.
Cool. Let me just read this spell. Okay, so it's each creature. Okay. Yeah,
Did
I am going to do a simple cantrip. I'm going to do a Word of Radiance, but it's going to look like starlight. So I'm just going to kind of like slam my staff down on the ground, and then a burst around me. Uh, Everyone within enemies within 5 feet. Another con 16 save.
Right?
Sweet.
That's 2 successes and
All right,
a natural 1.
cool. So it'll be 2d6 to the guy who failed. 5 and a 4, so 9 to the guy who failed.
Nice.
And then bonus action. How far is that? I will Misty Step right there, and
Right.
then, yeah, that's what I will do.
Okay.
I think I
Uh,
am happy with my placement.
the
Maybe not
orca.
stand. I'm not going to stand over what looks like a grate that I could fall through.
It's pretty secure. We'll say.
Okay.
Trust me, you don't want to fall through nothing when you're battling.
I was like, I don't want to pull a Kami.
That's fair.
So yeah, I will be there so I can see all the peoples.
All right. The orcas are gonna jettison up from the deep.
Eric, I think you skipped my turn.
Oh, did I skip you, Za'ir? Oh, I did. You were before Ziggy, weren't you?
Yeah.
I apologize. Go ahead, Ziggy. Or Za'ir. One of you. 2 Z's. Shut up.
Okay.
Go ahead. That's my bad.
It's been a Monday.
Yeah.
How's the one that's in between Maeve and I looking? Can I
he's
tell?
bad. He's looking bad.
All right.
He's like
So I'm gonna,
ripping, like his arms falling down.
all right. I'm gonna make a talent attack against it.
Okay.
Advantage, right?
It is an advantage. Yep.
19 to hit.
That hits.
And then the second one, I crit on the second one.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The
Well,
first
hold on.
one,
Just roll your damage for the first one first.
6.
6 damage on the first one?
Yep.
Oh, not quite. Okay.
Yeah. 7. 13 for the second one.
Yeah. All right. So, you watch as you hit him with your second hit. You kind of like your claw rips through what's left of his form, and as he kind of like reacts to it, you see the body kind of like freeze up into ice a little bit, and all of a sudden its body explodes outward in a shower of ice. And I need you and May
Shit.
to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
A 17.
Very good.
That's a 19.
All right, you both pass. And so you would take 12 points of cold damage reduced to 6 because you both passed the saving throw.
Okay.
As its form explodes upon death. But I think you still have one more attack to make if you wanted it.
Yeah. I will make the one attack against the one that's still in melee range against me.
Actually, hang on. This guy took full 12 from his. He did not make his con save. Okay, go ahead.
It was a 12. I don't think it's gonna hit.
Okay, that'll miss. Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna spend a key point to disengage.
Okay.
That makes it so he doesn't have an opportunity to attack against me, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So I'll do that. And then Za'ir is going to move, go up into the air, and he's gonna be like just out of melee range, almost not like above the orca, but like he's still in line of sight with everything, just like flying, like hovering there. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Now we'll go to the orcas.
Which actually question, because I might polymorph into something that does it. How does flying work on a ship? Because it's going to keep going. And then we're flying. Do we have to fly to like keep up with it?
Oh yeah, you would.
Because we're not like attached to the deck.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I'll say at the moment it's not moving particularly fast.
Okay. I just
So,
wanted to
like,
know in case I wanted to polymorph into something. I don't know how it
I'm gonna
works.
say it's mostly a non-issue
Cool.
for now. If
And
you
then
guys were like
same
ripping
thing if
out of
you,
here, I'd say. But
yeah, same thing if you polymorph into something that can swim. It's kind of just like
yeah.
you're in and around the
Hmm.
boat. Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay, so that is 2 hits for the boat. It's gonna be. You know what? Do
Can
this
I
easier.
heal the boat? Is the boat a person?
Does it not have like a regular life that you can heal?
Question to the DM: can I use mending on the boat?
Ooh.
Um, so you can on like very particular areas, but it's only like a square foot basically that you
Yeah.
can mend. So you can mend like if there's a particular like a gaping 1 foot hole that you want to mend, you can. But for the
That's
most part, as far as like HP for the boat, it's gonna need a little bit more of attention than that.
okay. Cool. I just wanted to know.
The boat took another 30 damage on that round, and
Oh, this doesn't sound good.
we're gonna go back to Kami.
I'm gonna bonus action. Am I muted? No. I'm gonna bonus action manifest Echo.
Okay.
To actually have him join the battle as like a bona fide creature.
Gotcha.
And I will make my attack against the one that I attacked before.
All right.
And that is another 24 to hit.
That hits.
And 11 slashing.
11 slashing to him. All right. Oops. So you kind of cut through pretty significantly, and he's looking a little rough at the moment. Is it just the one attack?
Yeah, because I'm not level 8 yet.
All right. May. 1 down, 2 to go in front of you.
I am going to disengage.
Okay. You can do that.
So, yep, I'm going to jump away from the poop deck and run to get underneath of Whirl. I assume you're up high. Are you
Mhm.
like? So I'm gonna like position myself like underneath Whirl or around her, flanking her as best I can. Um, I think that is my action unless I have a bonus action. Um, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right. Whirl.
We can still see the orcas, right?
They're like in the water. They're not, I would say, easy targets, but they're there.
Okay. Um, let's see. I am going to fly over to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, not like directly on top of it, but hovering over where it is in the water. And I'm going to try to cast Reduce on it.
Okay.
Oh, those little tiny orca.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It needs to
That's
make a
a-
save, correct?
Yeah, con save of 13.
Save of 13.
It'd be like a dolphin.
That's 12.
Ooh,
Oh, the little baby.
Distance.
little.
All right.
So that
Little
means,
orca.
So he turns into a little baby orca.
yeah, he has disadvantage now.
No.
I'm gonna
Is
say because he's trying to hurt the boat, he's
He's
probably
so cute.
too much. I'm gonna take him out of attacks for as long as you have reduce on him.
Concentration up to a minute.
Okay. So if you take damage, we'll have to make a con save, but we'll see.
Cool.
So for now, he is no longer attacking the boat.
Nice.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. We've got some Tideborns over here. This one's gonna move to attack the new guy, which I don't even know if he can take damage. Can he?
Captain Morris?
The Echo?
Ooh. Yes,
Your
he can.
Echo. Oh, okay.
Yes.
But he has disadvantage, right? Because he's not attacking you.
Correct.
Is it 10 to hit? I don't know what is.
No, he has my armor class.
Okay. All right. So that's a miss. But this is going to fill in over here, and these are both going to swing at you with advantage again. 24 on one.
Yep.
And 19 on the other?
Yep.
Okay. That is 2 hits for. Ooh, pretty good. 17 plus 8 is 25 points, reduced to 12.
Beautiful.
And this guy is going to, he's going to stay there for now. And Za'ir, I'm not going to skip you this time.
Okay. So Za'ir is going to cast Gust of Wind this direction.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet across and 60 feet long. So I'm going to avoid the captain, but just do this like column right here.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a strength saving throw for them.
All right. Let's see.
Nice.
I'm going to wheel. Actually, no. I'll save the wheel. I think
All right.
we'll be fine.
Strength saving throw for these guys.
What is the
So we'll
wheel?
do a couple of them. That is a 17, a 6, and 8.
The 6 and the 8 fail, and they get pushed back 15 feet.
Right. So let's see. So this guy saved.
Okay.
Which means both of these guys get pushed over the edge. And they fall into the water. You see as they kind of like get pushed back, they hit the railing of the ship and kind of like flip backwards over the railing. Yeah, we're gonna consider those guys out of the fight.
And then just that, like where I'm at right now, that like direction is just it's 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot moving closer.
Gotcha.
And then each creature that starts a turn in that line has to succeed on a strength saving throw.
Okay. Just for funsies, I'm gonna say if he's moving away from you, he's moving at double speed.
Yeah.
Love it.
If he succeeds on his strength save, otherwise he's falling. Okay. Very good. Ziggy.
I'm gonna ask a question, and I hate that Theo's gonna look at me the way he's gonna look at me. Are these orcas actually wearing armor?
Yes, they are actually wearing armor.
Oh no. I'm gonna walk over to the side of the boat, and I'm gonna look at this one over here, and
Okay.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on its armor.
Oh, is it metal armor? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not metal, no.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to cook an orca.
No, you're good.
That would rust, stupid.
Yeah. No, it's not wearing like actual metal armor like that.
Okay, then I will not walk over to the side of the boat.
Oh.
I will instead question to the DM: can I cast a moonbeam in between two people? Like it's a 5 foot, it's a 5 foot radius, but like, or is it you just want it to hit one person? Up to you.
Yeah, you can put whoever you want.
Cool. Then I will put the moonbeam I will summon a moonbeam and put it directly between those two guys.
I think the grid is really for tracking purposes. It shouldn't affect where you can or can't
I
place something.
agree. I personally agree, but some
Yeah.
DMs are more like, no, it breaks the spell, blah blah blah. But
No, I think it's fine. If I'm grouping people up together, then that's on me.
Cool. Then yeah, I will do. Those two will be in a moonbeam on their turn,
Okay.
and bonus action, I will do nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. I
We
got
got. Did I skip the Tideborn? No, I didn't. Right?
Nah, they wheeled. They like
No, there we
wheeled
go.
on.
Yeah. That's right. We got orcas, but only 3 of them. It's a hit.
I mean, the really tiny one can still try.
No, he's out.
Really little dude.
He wants no part of it. 6, 8, 4, 13. 13 more damage. Not a great round for the orcas. They're still like they kind of are like swimming up. They'll hit it and then swim away and then come back and like try and hit the boat. They're just trying to deal some damage to it as best they can. But we'll go back to Kami.
Rock the
All
boat,
right,
don't rock the
I'm just
boat.
gonna keep swinging.
Which one you want?
The one I've been trying to hit, and I cannot believe he's hasn't gone down yet.
He moved, but yeah, he's over here now.
That's a 27 to hit,
That hits.
and that will be another 11.
11 points of damage.
Yep.
All right. As he again, you kind of hit him, and his form, as it starts to kind of fall, solidifies, and then explodes outward. And I need you to make a con save. And I guess your Echo needs to make a con save? I don't really know how that works with the whole
22, sure. And his is a 17. 22 and 17.
Okay. So that is going to be 6 is 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 reduced to 6, reduced to 3 of cold damage for you.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no.
Yay.
It's not. No, it would just be reduced to 6, right? Because it's cold damage. It's not piercing. Or
No, but my cold, I have the bracer, so cold I'm resistant.
right, but
Yeah.
the Kin's Fury doesn't reduce it. Right?
Yeah, because it's not bludgeoning or piercing or yeah, you're right.
So it'll just
So it's
reduce
just 6.
And
That's
then
amazing. Thank you, Dragon Bracers.
so these guys make their saves, so they'll each only take oh no, it was reduced to 3 because you succeeded on the save. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it was that. And these guys will take 6. 13. Okay, sorry, we're good. All right. And then what else? Anything from you, Kami? Anything else?
No, it's your turn. You. No. Sorry.
No,
Yeah, no, I'm done.
You killed him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
All right. May, back to you.
I am going to, after seeing Za'ir use Gust to get the other two off the ship, I'm going to turn to the remaining one that I can see, and I'm going to Witch Bolt them.
Okay.
Level 1. So that is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
For a whopping 2 damage.
Oh no.
Oh,
Whoa.
It's less than ideal.
Mm.
We are rolling like shit today, y'all.
Yeah.
Crackle, crackle, crackle.
I'm gonna say you have to get to the top of the stairs to like see him because you're down below.
Okay, I'll do a run up the stairs, peek around, cast.
All right. Was that it for you?
Sadly, yes.
All right. Whirl, you're up.
All right. Whirl watched that happen and was like, "Whoa, what is wrong with us?" And she's gonna fly over, boop, and shoot her short bow at him.
Oh, okay, so you want to stay like a distance away then?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Go ahead and make your attack a roll.
I would like to also remind
Go ahead.
Enough
there
to
is like a column of wind right there.
what?
Oh, that's right. We'll put it over here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, away from the winds. 19.
19 hits. There's regular damage on that though.
Yep. I rolled a 6 plus 5, so 11 damage.
Pretty good.
What did it
All right.
do? Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Couple things at the start of the Tideborn's turn. First, Moonbeam. Gonna hit this guy.
Moonbeam. Yes. It's I believe it's a con save, actually. Let me, whoop, 1 second.
That's a 1.
Okay,
So
well, yeah.
natural 1.
So it will take 2d10. Chip, chip, chew. Chip, chop, chip. You and you. 10 and a 7. 17. Radiant.
Oh. All right.
Not bad.
And then this one needs to make a strength save at the start of its turn, right? Jake?
Yeah, strength. Yep.
That fails, so it's going to be pushed 15 feet back. Right next to Whirl. Yay!
Ooh.
All right. So then we're going to make... this guy's going to move out of the Moonbeam. And then he's going to attack, which will just be a regular attack, not with advantage now. Oh, wait, no, he has to move further than that to get out of the Moonbeam.
Yeah, it's
Go.
like, yeah.
So that is 20 to hit. And the other guy's is a 13 to hit. So one of them hits for 8 points, reduced to 4. And the other one's going to attack Whirl for 21 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to go to Za'ir.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Make your Constitution saving throw, Bailey, for your concentration check on the reduce.
Oh,
Here we go. 14.
That's enough. You didn't take that much damage. So you just need a 10.
Nice.
All right.
Zair's just gonna move just like a little bit closer so that he's not hovering over the ocean. And then is gonna cast Bane on the one that's still like that's getting pushed off the ship.
Okay. Is that a save for him?
That the save for Bane is charisma.
God.
Yeah.
I love Bane.
Oh!
11. That
11.
fails. Yeah.
So he's baned. Ooh, it's so baned. Okay. So he's got a negative 4d4 to everything, pretty much.
Yep.
All right. What else you got?
That's gonna be it.
All right, Ziggy.
The wind at him.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there a portion of the ship that looks like it's taking the most damage from these orcas?
Most of it is kind of below deck. They're
Okay.
attacking at the water level, so you could go down there and look if you wanted.
It's gonna take too much time. All right. Let's just. I don't know if I can do much about these orcas, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do. Which of these tide guys look the worst?
This guy.
That guy looks the worst. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look to Kami and be like, Kami, you got those two? Or you only have the one attack, right? Okay. Then
Yeah.
I will actually then I will just move it onto this guy. And then I will go ahead and look over the side of the boat over here. Actually, right. I'll go like right there. Because that's where I need to be to see this orca, right?
Yep.
And so I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna make it easier to see, and I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt on
Okay.
it. 15 plus 8, 23 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
4d6 radiant.
I put a bunch of new stuff.
Ooh, 6, 6, 5, 3. 12, 17, 20.
20
Nice.
damage.
Yeah,
Dang.
Okay.
20 damage, and next person to attack it has advantage.
All right.
And then I will move back. So I'm not next to the edge of the boat.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Because I ain't no dummy gummy.
All right. If that's it for you, all right. This orca, after taking the damage with the guiding bolt, you can kind of see him. He's going to like swim away from the boat.
Good.
Whatever. That's good enough. This one also swam away, but you can't really see him. He's too tiny. Then we're gonna take 2 orcas making attacks. That's 1 hit. 20 damage. 2 to boat.
Da boat.
All right, and we're gonna go back to Kami now. One of these guys is in a moonbeam, and the other guy is not.
I will attack the other guy.
Okay.
That is a 11.
11 will miss.
Jeez.
Nar.
Nar.
Oh, nar.
All right. We'll go to May.
I am going to stick with the witch bolt because it stays attached.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And roll. Roll some damage, hoping for something better than a 2. So that is a 1d12. All right, come on, come on, come on. A 4.
It's twice as much.
Woo!
It's enough. The witch bolty energy erupts along with a stream of ice, and Whirl, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yikes. Ooh,
Arguably, would the wind blow the ice away from her?
Not enough to prevent damage.
Damn it.
I rolled an 8.
All right, so you are going to take the full 15 points of cold damage as it
Great.
shatters. But then it's your turn.
Fabulous. Whirl is feeling so good.
Hmm.
Ooh. So the orcas in the back are out of here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Swim away.
Do.
Dun,
Uh,
dun, 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 dun.
Back onto the top. What do you call this? The
Crow's
Bird's
nest.
crow's nest. I keep wanting to say bird's nest like you.
I admitted that too.
Yep. And she's gonna shoot her short bow at this guy. Yeah.
You could hide up there if you wanted.
Oh, I would love to hide.
Doesn't she get advantage anyway because Kami's threatening her?
She'll get sneak attack anyway, but not necessarily advantage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So
But
go ahead. I'm just gonna say roll with advantage because you have a plus 11 to stealth and their passive perception is 10.
Valid. Okay.
So
All right, we'll take it. That is a 23.
hits.
Cool. My short bow, so 6s. First one is a 2 plus 5, so 7 to start. And then 6
Snack attack.
plus 1 is 7. Plus 5 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So
I
that's-
gotcha.
thank you.
Yep. That one's looking real bad over there as well after that hit. Also doesn't really know where it came from. He's confused. I am confusion.
Why is Arkansas and not Arkansas?
Okay. Is that it for you all?
That's it.
All right, this guy's start of his turn has to make. This is another con save. What for?
Yeah,
Moonbeam?
con 16 or it takes it's 2d10, but if it succeeds it takes half.
It succeeds on an 18.
Cool. So it will take where's my other d10? I just rolled it. I'm losing my mind.
You only have 2 sets of dice in your tray right now? Do you want to guess how many I have, Ziggy?
Too many?
Ooh.
A 7 and a 7, so 14 radiant.
Reduced to half.
Reduced to half, so 7, yeah.
7. Woo. He's up, but he's not looking good.
Oh, god damn it.
All right. He's going to move over this way out of the moonbeam and attack. Coming for 1. That's 16 to hit. Misses. You're muted, but I think you said that misses. And then a 23 to hit. Yeah, that hits. Which is going to be 7 points of piercing damage, reduced to 3. Okay. And Za'ir.
As a bonus action, Zaire gonna switch the direction to going like this way, like the length of the ship.
Okay.
And then also move right in front of Ziggy so that it's not and direct it so it's just gonna hit this one.
Okay.
And so that's I moved it for its bonus action. I don't think it makes it a check now. It's the start of its turn. But for it, I'm gonna cast or at it and the one next to it. I'm gonna cast Pull the Dead. Hold on.
Here, you guys told it on this one.
Yeah, I think it targets both when they're right next to each other. Let me just triple check them.
Yeah, the damage just goes up at higher levels. It doesn't target two creatures.
No, I thought it was like a specific. There's a specific thing about. Yeah, I thought I saw it, but maybe not. Okay, I'll just do Toll the Dead on the one that's in the wind.
Okay, got it. That is what save? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
That is 15.
It's a 16. It would need a 16.
All right.
Oh,
That thing's super dead.
So
What's that?
CD
12?
12,
It's
a
wild.
6, and a 1. So it's only 7 necrotic.
Oof. That's enough, though. So this guy is going to, again, with the necrotic damage, he's going to wither, but then freeze and explode. And we're going to need Kami and the other guy to make con saves. That's a fail.
Tommy's is a 12, the other guy's is a 25.
Okay. Kami fails. That's going to be 6. 9 points of cold damage reduced to 4 for you. He fails, but that's enough to kill him. And these guys have this thing where if they die from cold damage, it's 10d6.
Mm.
That is 9. 13,
10d6 for what?
Against Kami.
24.
It's like a chain reaction kind of thing.
Oh,
50 points of cold damage reduced to. Well, make a con save first, actually.
Another one?
come on, Tommy, pass.
That one exploded.
That's a 24.
Okay, so that's exceeded.
Yeah.
So 50 reduced to 25, reduced to 12.
Nice.
Oh,
So the last of them on the ship,
Go ahead.
the last of them on the ship, like, explodes. Well, one of them explodes into this, in its ice kind of form, and it hits the other one, which causes it to explode. Tommy's caught in the middle of all of it. But as he kind of, like, shakes it off, kind of moves his bracers away from the explosion, you kind of settle for a minute, and the orcas seem to dive away from the ship as this happens. And there's kind of a moment of quiet after everything. Za'ir, what were you going to ask?
I was going to say, I do. It's the Reaper function of Cleric. If I cast a necromancy cantrip at something, if there's another creature within 5 feet, it will target that as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it didn't matter in the course of that, but just...
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
And it's only totally good that does it.
And you hear kind of over, as everything kind of quiets down, there's still rain coming down on the ship and everything. You hear the captain, and he says, you all did very good. We are almost out of the woods, as they say, but as you can see, there are no woods out here. It is just the water. But we are almost done. And he kind of takes a minute to take stock of everything. You guys.
I'm gonna look for where there is damage on the boat and just start cantrip mending a foot every 6 seconds.
Okay.
Captain, how did this compare to your last trip? You know, when I think your ship was destroyed and you almost drowned and all that. How was that here? Was that the next one?
Oh, yeah, no, he did much better this time than I did on my first time. You guys are very good. I'm very glad to have you on board the ship here. But we are going to probably call it there for the night, and we will pick up the last of this approach to Tritonia when we come back. But when we come back, y'all will be level 8.
Kami gets 2 attacks!
Yes.
And you might need it. We'll see.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we will
Love
do some level up here. And we'll pick up, I don't know when yet, but we'll pick up next time with hopefully a little bit of Tritonia in the mix.
Tritonia Radio.
Thanks everyone who watched.
All right.
Bye, Phil.
Bye.